They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Not moving like I done put clean in my nose. Trying to catch me up, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hitters, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. How about I leave them holding like the Bible? AR-15, that's a high-power rifle. A in the army and assassinate rivals. Break that shit down, nigga. AK or anybody, kill him. Hop out, keep it drilling and spilling. Stay on point, 6-2, gon' split him. FN, that's for any fuck, nigga. You a plug, then I'm pulling up, nigga. You my lunch, eat these bullets for dinner. 5.0, eat 'em up, eat 'em up. SK, smoke killer for show. Drum rounds and cripple ops, Draco. I got them all, you don't want no. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get this pussy, leave a nigga bleeding. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get the squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Y'all know what the fuck going on around here, nigga. Y'all niggas.
I hope everybody's doing well. And, hope everybody's blessed. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to my man, All Things in the building. Salute. Salute to my brother, Big Bob Gunn. Shout out to the beautiful Miss Joette in the building. Salute to everybody. Dr. Keys on the way, but salute to all y'all, man. Man, we had a wonderful weekend of boxing right there. You feel me? And I stand corrected. Devin is not a shot fighter. We seen the old Devin's back. And I'm going to give the old Devin his props. The old Devin Haney is back. And like I said before, if we get the Devin Haney that fight Regis Prograis, Brian Norman wouldn't stand a chance. But he might have been gun shy. Well, he proved to me that he wasn't gun shy. But it's only one thing I take away from that fight from Devin. Like, he's not a finisher. He's just not a fucking finisher, dog. Like, he had that man hurt with a vicious hit, and he's too scared to put on the gas. But you'll see what, Miss Joette? What you talking about? We'll see about. I'm curious. But everything that we said about Brian Norman, it came to pass. That's the reason why he didn't fight Jerron Boots Ennis. He probably would have got. Well, Miss Joette, that is actually the old Devin. If you think about it, Miss Joette, that's the way Devin always used to fight. He used to always hit and run like that and move. I mean, Big Bob, that's what I said, though, but he didn't run like he did in the Ramirez fight. He did his Andre Ward style of fighting. Because if you know, Andre Ward perfected that style. Hit, clinch, hit, and clinch. The only takeaway I had about Devin Haney, he could have stopped that boy in the second round. Any other fight, he could have put on a showcase. Like, That fight should have never went 12 rounds. Because when he caught him with that check left hook, it was going to be over with right there. Then and there. If he would have actually stepped on the gas, he would have got Brian Norman up out of there. But in other words, that's just like versus the Regis Prograis fight. When he dropped Regis Prograis, if he would have stepped on the gas, he could have got their ass up out of there. But one good thing did come out of this, though. Y'all know the best thing that came out of this? Say it with me if you know it. What's the best thing that came out of this fight right here? Out of Devin beating Brian Norman, what's the best thing that came out of that? My nigga Will T in the building. Salute to you, my brother. Shout out to my nigga Vaughn Wines. Shout out to my nigga Josh Sanders in the building. The Louisville Slug in the building. Hey, it was all worth it seeing motherfucking Brian Norman Sr. shut the fuck up. I wish I was there just so I could be like, like, nigga, all that shit you be talking. Like, now you can go back to where you used to be. Nothing. Because ever since Brian Norman got that motherfucking belt, his dad has been insufferable. His dad has been worse than Bill Haney. Like, his dad gonna sit there and tell Rashidi Ellis, like, nigga, who is you? Like, nigga, now who is y'all? Well, Will. Devin check hooked him in the second round. So if you had Norman winning the fight, that means he won the first round. That check hook came in the second round. I took the Falcons, actually, Big Bob. Shout out to my nigga Oakland LDTV. I took the Falcons versus the motherfucking Saints. We got cheated, though, man. We got cheated, man. We had to Pat Mahomes, boy. Whenever you go against Pat Mahomes, boy, it always happens. Yeah, that's what I said. Oakland was born. Yeah, but you know, the shit was crazy. Like I said, that fight shouldn't have lasted more than 3 rounds. Brian Norman Sr. looked like he wanted to cry. Yeah, Will T, man, they did us dirty, bro. They did us dirty, man. They just didn't want to see the Colts. They didn't want to motherfucking see the Colts. They didn't want to see us on top of the division. Y'all know we had the best record when we got 2 losses now. I mean, we got 3 now, but you know, they didn't want to see they didn't want to see the kids with the throne. They didn't they didn't want to see the kids with the throne, man. They didn't want to see the real on top. Oh, Oakland. Oh man, Oakland. Boy, this shit about to be crazy. Yeah, I seen him, Miss Joette. I seen him with that fake ass smile talking about I take nothing from it. I take nothing from it. The bitter man win. I ain't hiding. I ain't hiding. Nigga, you want to cry on the inside. That nigga want to cry on the inside. And we got the top offense, Will. We got the top offense, man. But the referees in Kansas City did us dirty, man. And plus, I don't know what was going on with the coach, but they weren't even trying to get Jonathan Taylor the ball, man. I was just like, give that nigga the ball. Why are you doing this dumb shit? You got the MVP of the football league. Miss Joanne, he said Boots ducked his son and Devin. Notice how he went the Me Too movement, right? My nigga 12 threes in the building salute. Like Miss Joanne, now his son, now Boots ducked his son and Devin. But Boots is trying to give his motherfucking son his biggest payday times 10. They ducked Boots. And Bill already said his son ain't fighting Devin. I mean, his son ain't fighting Boots. That's why Bill, Detroit in the building, salute King, peace and blessings. That's why Bill said Connor win. Connor trying to come down here and fight us. He need to fight Boots. That's what he said. Hold on one second. I always do this whenever I'm busy. All right, I'm back. Exactly, 12-3. Like them niggas, man, they asked for more than $1 million. They got it. Them motherfuckers just kept moving the goalposts. They didn't want that Boots fight. They didn't want them Boots fight. Brian Norman Sr. just had to find something to say. And I'm with you, my nigga Josh Sanders, on my motherfucking mama, on my kids, on everything I love. If I was Devin Haney, Brian Norman wouldn't have motherfucking. Matter of fact, he might not have made it out the second round. Because after I caught him with that check left, nigga, I'm pressing all types of gas. Brian Norman was out on his fucking feet, man. Brian Norman was out of there. And, and did y'all see Devin Haney do what Ryan Garcia did to him? Y'all remember when Ryan Garcia knocked Devin on his back and Ryan sat there and flexed on him? Devin did the same thing to Brian Norman. And when he did that shit, I said, uh-oh. I say, Devin about to stop this nigga. I said, oh, man. Then that nigga Devin played it safe. But if y'all remember, Devin did the exact same. Hold on. He said, we should have been fighting Boots tonight. Nigga, y'all should have been on fought Boots a while ago. It would have been better taking a loss from Boots than Devin Haney, though. But the fun, exactly, Will T. But if y'all remember, he did the same thing with Regis Prograde. When he dropped Regis Prograde, that shit was over with. All he had to do. How you doing to the Miss Beautiful Barbara D in the building? Salute to your queen. But he had it with Regis Prograde. With the Regis Prograde fight, Devin could, and see, that's the thing. If you want to make, and see, this is what separates Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, and fighters like that from Tank Davis, from David Benavidez, even to Terrence Crawford, to Earl Spence. It's because fighters like them that I just named them for, when they know the smoke is on the line, they gonna step up, step on the gas, and they gonna get their opponent up out of there. They gonna get their opponent up out of there. But I digress for a second. Shout out to Dr. Key and her low down dirty shame in the building. That was your cue, doctor. Well, maybe she's not ready yet. You still got your mute on, Key.
Hey,
Oh, there
sorry.
she.
Sorry, everybody. Hey, y'all. Happy Monday. Did y'all have a good weekend? I hope y'all had a good weekend. My weekend was fabulous. Everything that I wanted to do, I did, y'all. It was crazy. I had a really, really good weekend. But I want to dedicate my portion of the show to one of my favorite movies. Okay, one of my favorite movies. It is A Low Down Dirty Shame. It
I
came
thought you
out.
were gonna say favorite people for a second, but I guess it's never mind. Go ahead. Just go ahead.
Oh, thank you, Upper. Well, it came out in 1994. Yesterday was the end of anniversary to this movie. Do y'all feel old yet? Do y'all feel old yet? It came out what 31 years ago. 31 years, 31 years ago. So shout out to Ivory Wayans. They have a new Scary Movie Part 6 with the original cast coming out. Y'all know I'm going to be front and center. It just wrapped today. Everybody there from Regina Hall, the Wayne brothers, all of them. So I'm so excited to see this, y'all. Like, so excited. But I want to give a special shout out to those movies. I want to say shout out to our playback gang and our gang that's watching while they at work. Everyone from Mr. Altruistic, EB Sweatala, King L, um, who else? Jermaine Wood, Justin Hawkins, D1, everybody. I hope y'all having a wonderful day. My girl Miss Joette is in the building, the queen of these boxing YouTube streets. Miss Barbara D is in the building. Hey, Boxing Wiz. Um, hey Josh. Hey Will. Good to see you guys. Hey 12 threes. Good to see you guys. We are live, man, because we got a lot to talk about. Hey Detroit, where you been? I hope everything is good with you, Detroit. I haven't seen you in a while. But let's kick this off because we got a lot to get to today. A lot of boxing. Let's get to the housekeeping real quick because I know everybody is here for the main card that happened on Saturday. And if y'all hear a little baby in the background, remember I got my niece. She is running my household today. Running my household. But let's get to the housekeeping real quick. I want to say let's see. Where should I start? Where should I start? Where should I start? Where should I start? Now, because that could segue into that. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Where should I start at, y'all? Let me see. Okay, let's go here. Let's go here.
The look on Brian Norman Sr.'s face when his son lost.
Nah, 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 nah. Nah, that's not funny. Come on now. Any parent would, I don't want to talk about it like that. We gonna get to that though, because we got a lot to get to. You know what? Let's just jump right into the meat and potatoes of the show because this is just too crazy. Um, Shout out to Lamont Roach and Pitbull Cruz. Their fight is almost sold out. In San Antonio. If you guys are gonna be in Texas, that weekend in December, make sure y'all. It's in 2 weeks, y'all. Make sure y'all cop the tickets because it's selling fast. Like they're damn near sold out. It's crazy. Also, I want to say, shout out to Scooter Davis. Over the weekend, he scored a knockout with a body shot. I think it was like in round 3. Shout out to Scooter Davis for that one. That was a really good fight. Shout out to Anyway, little brother. He obtained the WBC. So shout out to him. And I want to say thank you to Paul. I was gonna say Paul Pierce, Lord Jesus, Chris Paul. Chris Paul announced that he is retiring, y'all. Soon he will retire as a 12-time All-Star champion, an 11-time member of all NBA teams, and of course, selected to be one of the greatest players and you on the list, and a 9-time All-Star defense and the 2006 Rookie of the Year. Thank you. That's such an injustice to me that Chris Paul never got a championship. God dang, man. He was cold blooded, okay?
Hey, Josh, that nigga was crying in the locker room, bro. That
Oh,
was
come
crying in the
on.
locker room.
Y'all, look. All right, let's get to it. Y'all just can't wait. Let's get to it.
We talking about Brian Norman. That's what we talking
I
about.
know. Let's get to it. First of
Yeah,
all,
I played against Chris Paul in high school.
First of all, I want to say, I told you so. I've been 4-0 on these picks already. These major cards. I told y'all that Shakur was gonna be Zapata. I told y'all that Bud was gonna be Canelo. Okay. I told y'all that that Devin was gonna be Brian, and I kept referencing that Quentin Randall fight. But before we get there, we got to give a shout out to the and new champion Abdullah Mason. He fought 12 rounds for the first time. Against he went past 6 actually for the first time, and a very hard fought champion. Contender named Sam Noakes, which I said that was I put him on my upset list because I said Sam is a little difficult. I knew that was gonna be a little hard. I was nervous for Abdullah Mason. I'm glad he pulled it out. I had it 115, 113 in favor of Abdullah. But that was a great match, and he is the new champion. Upper, what do you got to say about that?
I was kind of disappointed in like the game plan. Like Sam Noakes is better than I thought, but he could have been taken up out of there because the thing that got me right, Abdullah, like I've always said, Abdullah, his defense is suspect, but his offense is so great. And the great defense is a great offense, right? Well, the perfect defense is a brilliant offense. But he's a glass cannon, and he didn't go to the body. Like I was sitting there wondering, like, why is his coaches not telling him to go to the body? He became a headhunter out there. And one thing about Abdullah that he has to learn, since his offense is so overwhelming, he hasn't had to work on his defense as much. And one thing I've realized is he backs straight up and he keeps his head on the line. And when he gets in there with a bigger puncher, that's going to get him knocked out because his defense is what I'm saying. So I feel like he needs to start getting his head off the line. But one thing about it, he went out there, he has the heart. But one thing that you can't put past experience gains. Like Earl Spence wasn't just a big fish after his first fight. He had to build up there. And I feel like this is a great stepping stone for Abdullah. And he needs to keep fighting elite level fighters.
Well, I definitely agree. I think with Abdullah, I think what they're trying to create out of Abdullah is a fan friendly fight because it appears that he is 100% down with Riyadh in Turkey. What I did not like though is that after the fight, Turkey sang Sam's praise, and Sam is already going to be on another fight card for Turkey already. So I'm noticing this is the second time I've seen this. The first time was with Josh Padley after he got knocked out by Shakur Stevenson. Turkey hurried up and put him on another fight card in which he got the knockout. So I'm watching how Turkey is definitely moving. In this, with these fighters that's given American fighters a go, I guess you would say, and doing better than expected. So I'm watching it. I'm watching it. But congratulations to Abdullah. I felt like they're trying to create like a more fan friendly style with him. And my biggest concern is that Abdullah is only 20, 21 years old. We with him having this champion, with him having this belt, I don't want him to get into the hold on. Sorry, y'all. I don't want him to get into the thing of getting moved too quickly. That's my biggest one, he's not especially since he's not a full 135er yet. There could be a chance that he moves to 140. What do you think of?
I think he, I think he had problems making that weight as well. You feel what I'm saying? I think 140 he'll blossom up because the man has to get naked every time he weighs out. He weighs in. So I think he should move up. And shout out to my brother Marquis with the $2 super chat in the building. Appreciate you, family, for supporting the grind.
Yes. Shout out to Marquis. Another fight that was shocking, but I said it on 2 Cents channel. I said that Vito just signed to Dana White, and so Vito Melnicki. So I'm sure they're gonna put him in a showcase. This fight is gonna be pretty much his coming out party, for when he be featured on the Zuffa or TKO, whichever one they going by nowadays. But Vito got the knockout, the Italian Stallion, aka White Chocolate, White Magic. Got the knockout. I like Vito, but I want to see how they do with him because fighting overseas, I think Vito is gonna transition well here in America. You know what I'm saying? Like they need to do something with him here in America. So shout out. I'm just hoping that they don't miss that beat. Like they bring him back to the States. But shout out to Vito on that knockout win. Also, Bam Rodriguez upper. Bam did what Bam was gonna do. I mean, basically did the moonwalk on Puma Martinez. Like it was insane what he did to Puma. And I continue to say Bam has the best transition from offense to defense of any fighter right now. Like the man know how to the way this boy just be boxing upper and chat like God lead Bam. Like Bam. What else? Bam. Lord Jesus. It's crazy what Bam is able to do upper in that ring, and he's in position for his next fight. I think it's going to be next year. So, what do you think? Some people are calling on Bam. They're saying that there's no competition there, that he needs to move up and fight anyway for a big showdown. What do you think? Up? Should Bam do it? Move
They
up or
both,
what?
they both are weight bullies, so they both should.
Well, I could see that. I could see that. Nisi. And then I think Benavidez did what we knew what Benavidez was gonna do. I'm complaining about the ref because I felt like the ref should have stopped the fight about a round earlier. And I'm still confused. I'm still confused and puzzled as to why the ref would dock Benavidez points. But I guess it was all in all done because right after he got docked points, Yard was out of there. I'm not, yeah. That guy was out of there upper, but Benavidez pretty much performed to the level that we knew he was going to perform. We knew that that was going to end in a stoppage. I just wish that Yard's team would have threw in a towel a lot sooner because that 15 punch combination, it was either 15 or 18 upper of just straight uppercuts. That was too much. Like, yeah, come on, bruh. Like, what y'all like? That should have been it right there, UP.
Exactly.
But let's get to the main spectacle. So the only belt that changed hands in this fight was Devin versus Brian Norman Jr. A lot is being said about this fight. We're gonna go through all of it because it's a lot. But Upper, give me your input on feedback on what you saw with that fight with Brian Norman versus Devin Haney.
What I seen is the Devin Haney that I seen that Devin Haney was in there. He was more skilled, and you know I've always had a problem with Brian Norman. I said that Boots would take him out, but I said if Devin Haney was the same one that fought Ramirez, if he was the one that fought Regis Prograde, then Brian Norman was in trouble, and that was the one that fought Brian Norman. Brian Brian Norman got a taste of what Regis got. You see Regis Texas talking about, I told y'all that dick was good. You know what I'm saying? So like, hey, Skills pay the bills. That's why they duck boots.
Okay. Well, this is how I feel about it. Hey, B Dog, good to see you. This is what I feel about it. And after this, because I'm like, I'm out of it. Like, because this is like the talk of all the YouTube boxing streets. And I get it. I get it. But this is what I would say. I picked Brian Norman Jr. I mean, I picked Devin Haney for the simple fact it was one fight. And I kept mentioning Quentin Randall. I said, in my opinion, every fighter, well, the majority of fighters is 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 it's damn near impossible to be in this field and not have a fight that, you know what I'm saying, really pulls at you, that really brings it up out of you and makes it difficult, makes it rough on you. You know what I'm saying? Like these are the fights that we call, you know what, it's a win. It was an ugly win, but it was a win. You know what I'm saying? And for me, that Quentin Randall and Brian Norman Jr. fight showed me. And I kept saying, and when we talked about that fight, that, oh my God, Brian keeps smothering his punches. I don't like how he rises to adversity and everything. Then this whole not Devin, Boots situation came up. And I said, I kept asking a question, and I think Upper was too. What does Brian Norman do better than Boots Ennis? Like, we got to stop this. You know what I'm saying? That there's levels to it. And so the other day before the fight occurred, a day before, I was able to sit down and look at his footwork and how his stance is and how it's too wide. And I'm not saying that that Devin is not a good fighter. This is not me taking away from what Devin did in the ring. I'm gonna be honest with that performance in a little bit. But what I saw was a wide stance. He wasn't sturdy on his feet. And by golly, if you go back to the second round, and when you see the hit that Devin gave him, you could tell that you could look at Brian's feet and see that he was already unsturdy. And when it comes to good, sound, fundamental fighters like Devin Haney, okay, thank you, honey, like Brian, like Devin Haney, like Shakur Stevenson, like Tank Davis, people that are like a Boots Ennis, people that already have the footwork on down pack, already have a good solid foundation of their boxing skills to where they're just building up skill set after that. You have to have your fundamentals intact. And so I'm very shocked that it appears that Brian's team didn't really put too much stock on it. I feel like they were just going in thinking that Devin was a shot fighter and that he was going to go in and they were just going to be able to do what they wanted, not realizing that number one, Devin came in the ring way bigger than Brian Norman Jr. Way bigger. Devin looked about 160, 168 in that fight, right? So he already came in, so he already has a size advantage. And then he already has a better skill set, a better foundation to build from than what Brian Norman had. And again, if Quinn Randall was making it rough on Brian in that fight, go back and look at that fight. That was a tug of war. And I was like, I'm not really sold on this kid because it appears that when he rises to adversity, it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't think that that's it for Brian. I think that because he did resign with Top Rank before this fight happened, so I do believe that he will go on and I think they're gonna move him the way that he needs to be moved. I'm not buying that whole, oh, he's a gatekeeper, he's trash, and all this other stuff. I don't, Top Rank don't really invest in people that they feel as though is done. And you know what I'm saying? Like that, and that's any boxing promoter. They're not gonna do that. So I think that they're gonna go back to the drawing board. Brian didn't get his hand off the line. That's why see, sometimes an opponent can be that bad to make the other person look just that good. You know what I'm saying? Like the fundamentals wasn't there. He kept his line. He kept his head right there. And then when it came to clinch, he couldn't fight him out the clinch. Another person that had that problem was Regis. You know what I'm saying? But the person who didn't have that problem with Devin was Ryan Garcia. You have to outbully Devin. You know what I'm saying? Because if he's equally lined up with someone that's fundamentally sound the same way that he is, you're going to have to make it rough and tough. You're going to have something else in your bag to beat Devin. And I knew from that Quentin Randall fight that he did not have that. And Santillion come forward, even though Brian was not the favorite in that fight. Santillion was come forward. Jin Sasaki come forward. The other guy that he fought come forward. You know what I'm saying? People that can't expose him, but a person with a good skill set will always be able to expose a fighter like Brian Norman Jr. Period. Always. Um, he did. Paid. Hey, Desmond. Good to see you. His head was right there for the taking. And I was looking at, like I'm saying, I'm not trying to take away from Devin, but a good fighter, a good, solid, fundamental fighter will always make somebody like Brian Norman Jr. or a Regis look amateurish. But what's saving Brian is that he's a young guy. He's only 23, I think. So he's a young guy. He just needs to go back in the drawing board. They're going to make him, you know what I'm saying? They're going to build him up and he's going to be back. I do feel as though he's going to be back. But let's get to the fight overall. For that fight, I will give it out of 5 stars. I'll probably give it maybe a 2.5 or out of 3 because for me, I was very shocked that they could deduct points in the Benavidez fight, but didn't deduct points out of all that clinching and grabbing in the Brian Norman and Devin fight upper. Not to mention on the tail end of it, it wasn't as spectacular that I would have wanted it to be. What do you think about that? Because I feel as though if Devin truly wanted to, Devin could have stopped Brian upper.
Key, that's the thing that I be talking about. That's the thing I be talking about right there, right? And that's what I was saying when you first walked in, right? You feel what I'm saying? That's exactly what I was saying when you first walked in. I said, this is the reason, this is what separates fighters like Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney from people like Earl Spence, Tank Davis, Bud Crawford. I said, because on my grandmama, that nigga wouldn't have made it to the third round. And definitely wouldn't have made it to the fourth. Devin Haney stunned Brian Norman with a check left hook in the second round. The nigga was out. Brian Norman, he couldn't get his. Devin did the same thing he did with the Regis Prograis fight, and he didn't step on the damn gas. If he would have stepped on the gas, exactly, Mr. Payne, that's the shit. That's the shit that pissed me off right there, man. Like, instead of handling your business, you sat there and played a wrestling match. That man was out with the check left. You supposed to step on your gas. He didn't do it with the Regis. And this is why they wonder why they can't be stars. Because they can't do it. He's scared. Oh, my nigga paid in full. My bad, bro. Peace and blessings, bro.
Yes, that and then the boxing stats come out, which I don't put too much stock into this because as we know, CompuBox numbers be a little off on some of these fights. But what stood out to me was that Devin had the same amount of shots that he did in the Ramirez fight, um, and that was at 70. He only landed 70, and I'm like, this gotta be wrong. Like, wait a minute, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Even if we look at the margin of error, right? Margin of error is okay, we're not accounting for certain percentages or numbers. Like, that can't be right. The man won the fight with 70 punches. So I'm wondering if moving forward, if this is going to be his uh his MO upper with fewer shots landed. But I'm a little nervous. I'm concerned. I don't think it will be.
Shut up, frequent. Shut up, frequent. The referee didn't say motherfucking Brian Norman. Devin say Brian Norman. Nigga, shut up. Go ahead, Keith.
But
Shout
my
out to
thing,
Zulu. Oh, my bad. Shout out to Zulu Line, the beautiful Miss Marshawn West, Don Drickum, don't trick 'em in the building. But like I said, I said that if the Devin Haney that fought Brian Regis Prograis came, then Brian Norman was in trouble.
Okay, hey Don Drake, hey Zulu. Okay, and I get that. Marshawn, hey, hey Queen. But the thing is, okay, hey Rick, good to see you, King. Um, with 70,
Because Devin kept holding frequent. The fuck you mean?
with
Devin was done,
70s,
and that's why he was trying to make love to him.
I'm just trying to figure out like because okay, again, I don't want to take away from what Devin did. Like I said, anybody with a better skill set can make somebody like Brian Norman Jr. look like that because he don't have all the fundamentals in place. He began, you could tell when Brian tried to go for it broke, especially in the fifth or sixth round. When he kept lunging in again, head still straight on the line. What Devin do? Pop. Like, and then he was able to telegraph it. But some again, because Devin has a good fundamentals, a sound fundamentals, as I've always said about him, Shakur, Tank, and the rest of them, you can exploit somebody like that. He's a gimme fight. You can make yourself look good like that. You understand?
That's like with the Quentin Randall fight with Rick Tim's homeboy. Quentin Randall was out there.
Yeah.
He showed, and remember that's why I kept saying I didn't believe in. I've always said I never believed in Brian Norman. That's why I said he was the weakest out of there. When everybody talking about he was the top, and I was like, Karen Kukadajian would beat that nigga ass. Remember I said that. I said there and say, now we didn't think he was crazy, Zulu, because like I said if Devin that fought Regis would fight Brian Norman, he would outskill him. But I didn't think that Devin was coming back. I thought that Devin was gone. And I'm wrong. I was wrong. That Devin came back. That Devin came back and he did the Rick, frequent flyer. The ref did not save Brian Norman. Devin saved Brian Norman because he stopped aggressive. This is the reason why Devin and Shakur are not Tank Davis, Bud Crawford, Earl Spence, and fighters like that, or David Benavidez, because they're too scared to put themselves in the line of fire to close the show. The same thing, he did not close the show with Regis Prograde. And why is that frequent? The ref did not save Regis Pro Play, did he? The ref didn't save Regis, did he? No. The ref didn't save Brian Norman. Devin didn't want to attack. The same as Shakur. They're scared to get hit. That's the thing. That's why they're not stars. Because they're not trying to mix it up.
But
Period.
I think again, like I said, like I think a
That
fighter
boring
that
ass fight again. Sorry, Keith. I'm not watching that boring ass shit again frequent. Talk about look at the fight again. Devin does not have no memorable fights. There's only one fight that Devin has that's memorable, and that was 420 when he fought Ryan Garcia. That's the only fight I
upper
watch fight again. The rest of them is a bunch of motherfucking patty cake.
upper.
I'm being real.
Again, I'm not trying to take away from, and that's true, Paid. I'm not trying to take away from what what I'm saying Devin did in the ring. What I am saying is that somebody that does not, you guys don't understand, and Upper has talked about it before on here, but you guys don't understand how important footwork is. The first thing you learn in boxing is what Upper when you become a boxer is your foot placement and everything. He couldn't even get his feet didn't even get on the lead of Devin the whole night. Like it was bad. And I'm not even a boxer, and I just knew there were certain things that he was missing, and he had no defense. He had no answer for the check lefts
Oh, like
or
for
even
some
the jab. Like, but a person without those fundamentals, somebody like a Devin and Shakur will always make look like that. Always. He will always be a Regis.
Key, did you see how fucking slow that nigga was though, dog? I was like, what in the fuck? Shout out to my brother Terrell Davis in the Cash App $5 holler. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for supporting the grind. And y'all make sure y'all smash the like. But that nigga Brian Norman was slow as shit, Key. That nigga telegraphed everything, and he couldn't even get his foot on the outside. I said, hey, I said, I said, oh, but and look, I didn't mind. I didn't even touch shit. I said, man, you know this Brian Norman and Devin shit. I said Devin might be snack strong. I didn't even touch them niggas. But the fucked up shit about it, Abdul Mason fucked up my parlay.
Well, I think that hmm I'm trying to see like how to. Okay, again, for me, it was a given. I knew that this was going to happen, and I'm starting to see a pattern, especially when the numbers came out. When Brian Norman Sr. said that Devin has signed a $36 million deal with Turkey, and even if we don't believe the number, obviously there's something riding on, you know what I'm saying, on his career over there, or wherever he decides to go. So that should have been a give me for y'all as well. The numbers have came out and it's saying that Brian was paid 3 million, Devin was paid 12 million, Benavidez was paid 6 million, Yard was paid 2.5, Bam was paid 1.2, Puma Martinez 300,000, Mason was paid 500K, Sam Noakes was paid 400K. So if we're going off of these purses, that means that Haney had the biggest purse for all the out of all the fighters on that card upper. And that should have let y'all know. That should let y'all know, even if you don't believe the numbers, they obviously have something riding on him. You feel me? So you have to think about it strategically. What's going to get the people talking about other than what he did at his previous fight at 147 with Ramirez? What's going to get people talking other than what he, to make it look like that Ryan Garcia fight was a fluke? It was a Brian Norman Jr. fight. Period. Like we gotta stop. We gotta start thinking about these things. It's saying that Lord for these home run, Lord Jesus 100. Um, we also got to think about it like this too. Um, not Lewis, Jack Catterall is now being called up on to fight Devin Haney next year. There's also Karen Kukandajian, who's number 3. And also Shakram Giyasov, however you say his name, no disrespect to him. But he's also those are the 3 outside of Karen. Jack Catterall and Shakram are the 2 people that they potentially could be looking at. So before the Ryan Garcia fight, if Ryan beats Mario Barrios next year. So just be thinking about those type of things. You feel me? Just be thinking about Norman got one more fight with Top Rank. They mad he lost that belt. I don't think so. I don't think so, King Gale, because he had that before with Quinn Randall. After the Quinn Randall fight, Bob Arum was done. Like they were irritated. That's why Giovanni Santillan was a freaking what? I think he was what, negative 1,200, and Brian Norman Jr. was like a plus. It was horrible, the lopsidedness, and I was like, Brian finna cook Santillan, and that's exactly what he did. I'm like, yo, I won money on that fight. I'm like, bro, bet Brian, he finna cook Santillan, bro. Like that's a gimme. But they were done with him then, and Brian was able to come up and you feel me, and do it. No good old Lewis Crocker. Lewis Crocker is being lined up for. Hold on. Lewis Crocker potentially could be being lined up for Liam Perro or Patty Donovan. Karen is also number.
Actually,
I'm
they talking about giving him a fight with Conor Benn. That's what they was talking about.
Okay, well, or with Conor Benn. So we could potentially see another belt change. Now let's get thinking that since Upper mentioned Conor Benn up. Hey, that's me. If it ain't Ryan versus Dev, I ain't interested. None of them other guys can beat Dev. We gonna get to there. Now
Yeah.
Now Haney said Redemption versus Garcia part 2. I believe Haney gonna have PTSD. No, I don't think so. We're gonna get to that though. But now that you mentioned Conor Benn, a lot of people are, including Clarissa Shields, are coming at Eddie Hearn because Eddie Hearn did an interview and said that he wasn't impressed, basically, that it was a boring fight. Nobody wants to, like, who's gonna want to fight that? He's gonna want to, skate away like he did. He wasn't impressed with what Devin did. Do you feel as though that was right or wrong? Because I feel like Eddie was kind of low key, a little bit hating.
He said it real. Like the shit was, man. I thought it was gonna be a good fight, and the shit became boring as hell. It wasn't impressive. Devin did not step on the gas key. Wasn't shit impressive. That shit was like a damn sparring match. After the second round, that shit was like a sparring match. That shit wasn't impressive. And you know, it was on the level of like Shakur and them. Like that shit, people don't want to see that shit. Connor, did you see when they put the camera on Connor Ben and that nigga was sleep on Eddie's shoulder? My nigga G Philly tatted up, salute. Devin Johnson, salute. My nigga Lee Jackson in the building, B-Dog, salute to y'all, man. Zulu motherfucking nation in the building, salute. Did y'all see when they happened to put it on Connor Ben and that nigga was knocked down key?
Yes, but do you? But come on, I mean, but we can argue. Like I got Devin. I've always said Devin. Well, I've said Shakur cooks Connor Ben. The same would be for Devin. He too small.
Did
Like he's
nobody say,
literally too small.
did nobody say Connor Ben would beat Devin? Connor Ben is ass. That's why they didn't make the fight.
Upper, you're
Connor
going
Ben,
in and out. Is that me or is that you? Chad, is
it
that
might
upper
be
or me?
Connor Ben. It might be Connor Ben is straight ass. Ain't nobody. If you lose to Connor Ben, no, no G Caterpillar. I know what I said. What I said, G Caterpillar. Go back a couple lines. I said if the Devin Haney that fought Regis program fought Brian Norman, then Brian Norman would stand a chance. But I said that Devin's dead. I said he's gun shy. I said if he fights the way he fought against Ramirez, there's no way he's gonna be able to outbox him. And that was true. But the Devin that fought Regis program came back. He was snacked up and he did his thing. The only thing that he did, the only thing that he did that I didn't like is not step on the gas. No evidence. Conor Ben fights Rolly, he's going to fucking sleep. He's going to fucking sleep. Conor Ben is the trashiest. He's the trashiest big name fighter I've ever met. Never met. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how he gets so much attention and this nigga is ass. Like, I don't get it.
Well, okay, so I feel like well one thing that Eddie said in that was that who's going to want to invest in that? And I have a suspicion that Eddie is talking about investors. And I'm wondering, he said we all saw that. We all like it's the innuendos that Eddie was saying that I'm keeping my eye on. Especially with everything that's happening in Saudi Arabia right now. I don't know if you guys heard about it. But last week, Saudi Arabia came into the MBS, Mohammed bin Salman. I hope I'm saying his name right, but MBS, I
This,
call him MBS.
this is the Saudi Prince.
He came to America a few days ago, met with Trump, and said that he was investing $1 trillion into America. But now word has got out. There was an article that was written that is saying that Saudi Arabia is struggling right now financially. That is not looking too good for that. Basically, they don't know how they're going to invest into America and where this is going to be in. And if you guys recall, last week, one of the points that they said that they were going to invest in, one of the key categories were sports. And I said, I wonder if that's boxing. I don't know if y'all remember that. But now that it's coming out that there are some assets that are not as fruitful upper, I got my eyebrows raised. And now that with Eddie Hearn coming out saying, talking about investors, and we all saw that and things like that, I'm just wondering, okay, what's really going on behind the scenes, UP? And then we had that article about Kinahan out there with them boys still. So, and could potentially be investing in some fights. So it's a lot going on. I'm wondering if, but I still don't like the comment that Eddie Hearn made. After I feel like he could at least let it die down. But But I think it's something in the background that will slowly but surely start to reveal itself soon, especially now with that whole Dana White fiasco going on.
You know,
Um,
with Dana White fucked up, right? The shit right now is messing with the investors right now. And see that shit right there, they was banking on a lot of them deals and shit, like that Paramount deal and all that shit. So like it's just like Kanye West when people used to say Kanye West was a billionaire, but you see when they took everything back from him, that motherfucker was a multi-millionaire, but he wasn't a billionaire. You feel what I'm saying? Like it don't really be their money. They be betting and gambling off shit that's not theirs. You feel what I'm saying? Like
Absolutely. So I'm gonna keep my eye on it, as well
stop
as
people.
y'all.
You know how people in the stock do it, Key. Like them motherfuckers, they don't really have the money, but they be buying and trading off shit that they don't even fucking own and making profit off of it and not even having to put their own money up. That's how motherfuckers do
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah. Well, now it appears that it's starting to catch up with it, and how and they specifically in that article mentioned PLF, the Saudi Arabia sports company. So it's a lot, and Riyadh. So it's a lot going on globally up over there, and I'm curious to see. I'm curious to see how all this plays out, especially did y'all notice how scripted the press conference? Wait, Will. I'm tired of people saying, and this is another thing upper that we got to make clear for the record. I'm tired of people saying, did you hear Sergio Mora and the rest of them saying that this was Devin Haney's first time fighting at 147 when he already fought Ramirez previously at 147? Why they do that? Why
I
they
thought he
trying to
fought,
sugarcoat?
Ramirez at 144.
That's 147. It went down as a welterweight fight. They're trying to say that this is a first time fight. This is first time fighting at welterweight.
Well,
I'm not buying.
even anytime you fight above your weight limit, like if the limit is anytime you fight like 142, that's a 147 fight because you're over the 140. Shout out to the Queen Ashley Corner in the building. But yeah, this is his second 147 fight though.
Right, but Sergio and them was saying that this is his first 147 fight, and I said, why are they trying to erase that?
You know, Sergio can't keep a dick out his mouth. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Sergio can't keep a dick out his mouth. You know what I'm saying? That's what Sergio Moore likes to do. But
And so,
it's something I want to show for a certain individual that's in here. Real quick, Key.
go
I know
ahead.
it's off topic, best friend, but hold on. Let me see if
Left
I
a
can
lu-
get.
no wonder I heard news from Colombia about a Qatar delegation left a luxury hotel without paying. Yes, DZ girl, it's going down, girl. And I think it was tatted up. Somebody had said it, or Will, that said it's because of Iraq and Iran. A lot of it has to do with China. Not to get off until Upper sets that up, but not to get off into geopolitics, but I don't think people really understand how powerful China is right now. How powerful China has become, and has put a lot of things on lockdown. But on paper, it's his first fight legitimately at 147. He was at 147 when he fought Ramirez. We're not doing that. If you look up Boxford, you go on there. It will say
G
a
Tad,
welterweight. It will say a welterweight fight.
G Tad, don't do that. Don't do that. Now I knew G Tad was a Devin Haney fan, but you know he's still my people though. But G Tad, if you know you cover sports, you cover sports fighting. You know Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis is listed as a 140 fight. So don't do that because they fought at 136. If you're not making the weight, if you're not making the weight, G Tatted, then you go up to the next division. Do you know 147 is 141 to 147? That's the 147 division. Just like 148 to 154 is the 154 division. So Devin fought at 144. So that means he's in the welterweight division. Anything over 140 is welterweight. Yeah, this is his first fight at 147, but it's his second welterweight fight. Yes, frequent.
Hey, no evidence, no face, no case.
But they
But
both broke
again,
it.
hmm,
No, I said Freeman broke it down right. This is his second fight at welterweight, but it's his first fight at 147.
mhm. He look much healthier and stronger and too determined. Nah, not me. Them junior weights mess stuff up sometimes. Well, again, um, yes,
Well,
B dogs. Do you know what the zone is a hit and miss? They commentary is a hit and miss.
the zone got ass commentary. When have they had good commentary, Key? It's always a mess.
I thought that the
The zone commentary needs more than Shaquille O'Neal at the free throw line.
now another thing that everybody is bringing up when it comes to this fight is that the Hall of Fame conversation. That this is his third weight division, third champion. He is a first ballot Hall of Famer. What is going on? I'm sorry. Um,
I
mm,
mean, he's. I wouldn't say he's not a Hall of Famer, honestly. I
he's
mean,
a
he's a three.
yes, he's all of. I just, you know what? I just never.
I mean, he's undisputed and he's a three division champion. Like to say he wouldn't qualify for the Hall of Fame, that'd be asinine because motherfuckers made it in. You know what I'm saying? Like his career's not over with, but it'd be dumb if a motherfucker don't put him in the Hall of Fame because I mean he is three division champion and former undisputed. Like I keep shit real. I'm not gonna sit there and play around with it. Like hey, you gotta give him his props. Shout out to my brother Malik Taylor in the building. He'll get
Okay,
in.
this is where I feel though. Okay, this how I feel. I swear to God, this is just how I feel, y'all. I'm sorry. Just a few weeks ago, or about a couple months ago, we had a whole conversation and a whole debate about whether Earl Spence will get into the Hall of Fame because he only fought at one division. This is what I mean about revisionist history. Like, I don't like this. Like, I really
Wait.
don't like this because, hold on, because y'all said that about him, about Spence. Some of y'all, I'm not saying all of y'all, but
Triple G.
I remember a Triple G as well, because we was just talking about the Hall of Fame ballot this year, and some of y'all was cussing me out
Marvin Hagler.
when I brought up the people that are one division that can still get into the Hall of Fame. Y'all argue me down about Spence. Y'all argue me down about Triple G, and even Tank Davis. I said if Tank was to retire tomorrow, he'll be in the Hall of Fame. Yes,
What
all
was
of
your
them. Not with you. Remember when we were talking about the Hall of Fame
I
with Triple
said, no,
G?
no. What show were you arguing it on?
Year. Remember this
Are
was
you,
about a month ago where when we
girl, you
brought
know,
up the Hall of Fame ballot.
man, I don't know what happened last week. Talking about a month ago.
Oh my God. But I'm just saying, no, we had a whole thing. I don't know. Upper mute your thing real quick. I think that's yours. Mute real quick up.
What is it?
It's like an echo. But there was this whole conversation about it was when Triple G and them was that he's being nominated for the Hall of Fame, and it was another guy. I gotta bring that up again, those names up again. And we had a whole discussion. And I've heard people say Earl Spence is not a Hall of Famer, but did say that about Earl as well. And I kept saying, yes, they are. But it's so funny that when it comes to Devin, and I'm not mad at him, I do believe he will be. When he got undisputed the first time, when he got undisputed against Cambosis, I said he's already etched his name in there because he's the youngest undisputed champion. Got it.
But he's
He's
not.
already I mean, not the youngest, but he is the undisputed champion. But my thing is,
Man, Taylor became undisputed. He didn't make it to the Hall of Fame.
but my thing is that I know that, but I still felt that he was. I said Devin was going to go to the Hall of Fame, just like if Shakur moves up to fight Teofimo Lopez and take his belt, Shakur's going to the Hall of Fame. Because I think he'll be, what, a 3 or 4 division champ. No different. But what we
Shakur,
not going to do
I think
is
Shakur
that,
already is champion. He started at 127. Well, he was at 126, 130, 135. He's three division
yeah, I
already.
think he's already 3. So he's going to go for his 4th division weight class. But my thing is, when it comes to them, it's already, of course he is. Now we have people making whole videos about the Hall of Famer. He's the first ballot this. But when I argue and can put together why Earl and Tank and even Jamel Charlo can be in the Hall of Fame, I'm hating what they haven't done nothing for the sport. Da da da. Like it's crazy.
You know why,
It's
Key?
so
Because
crazy.
all that you named, Key, are PBC fighters. You got to realize it's a conspiracy against PBC fighters. It's a conspiracy against it. Just like I was going to show you this, I was waiting for a second to show you this. But check this out right here. Now, a lot of people didn't say nothing, but this man knew what it was. I just want to show people this real quick. Just check this out real quick, Key. Let me show you this real quick. Hold on. Shit. I can't. What the hell is it? Hold on one second.
Malik, I don't care if it was the Philly Hall of Fame. At the end of the day, I shouldn't have got that much pushback.
Can you hear it?
No, we can't hear nothing.
Hold on. Yeah.
Charlo and Errol, both Hall of Famers. And Tank Davis is too. I don't care if y'all don't want to hear that or not. He is too. We cannot rewrite and revision his. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna
Well,
do that.
you know, Tank Davis made the Hall of Fame just off his Ryan Garcia fight.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
nigga, he's number 4 in all time sales. Nigga, shut up. Shit, like the fuck you saying?
They
Plus
finna
he
they
beat,
put the,
plus he beat the nigga that beat your nigga.
and
Beat
then
him
not to
bad.
and then not to mention oh my God, everywhere this man goes, he said that I still have yet to find anybody that's beaten his stadium revenues. Like we're not gonna do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey to the beautiful Queen Jude. So that's all I'm saying. Like that irritated me. Like, okay, yes, I've been said that Devin was going to the Hall of Fame, just like I said Shakur was going to Hall of Fame. But it's so crazy after one, after this win, after these guys wins, it's always they're just put on this pedestal. But when Tank does it, it's a soon as Tank name get mentioned, it's a crapola on them. Not to
Frequent.
mention, and
Hold on. Tank could be a first ballot before Devin Haney. Because Ryan Garcia, Rowley, and Mario Barrios all fought Tank Davis. They all champions. They all got stopped. Sometimes it ain't about your accolades. It's about who you fought. Now we can go through the list and think about who Devin Haney has fought. Now Brian Norman, this is the same Brian Norman that sat there and struggled with Quentin Randall. I've always said Brian Norman wasn't that good, but that's why he ducked motherfucking. That's why he ducked Bruce Ennis. Frequent, you dumb as shit, dog. And your stupidity starting to aggravate me, dog, because you keep saying dumbass shit. Now, I'm going to tell the people they can have at you now. Now, stop saying stupid. You just mad because he's a Hall of Famer. Tank must have been that nigga hiding in your wife's house when you was sitting outside, wasn't it?
okay, we're not
That's
doing
what
that.
it was.
We're
That's
not
what it
doing that.
was.
We're not
Hey,
doing
kid,
that, best friend.
like, these niggas be having real life hate for the nigga. Like, how can you call yourself a man and you hating on another man, dog? Like, can you beat Tank? You can't. Can Devin beat Tank? He can't. The nigga had a chance. But here you go, Keith.
Okay, Lord Jesus. Okay, well, look, this is what I'm saying, right? I just hate Brian, the king of the chat.
his swag,
Um,
his fans. I really
There
respect
you
him
go,
for
Q.
taking this fight. Look at what Floyd Mayweather did. He fought Conor McGregor.
Hear what
It
Jake
was
is
like the
saying.
same
Look
weight.
what
This is the most
Tank
risky
Davis
fight
response.
that Gervonta could take in the boxing. He actually has the balls and he's putting it on the line. And it's a much tougher fight than Floyd had against Conor in a crossover fight like that. So respect to him. It's going to be a show, and we can talk our shit at the end of the day, but people are going to tune in and we're both going to show out and someone's getting put to sleep.
Watch what Tank says.
This is really scripted. Like you really going off of something, huh? You see how you just threw that out there, Floyd, so I could just y'all might not catch it, but right, okay.
What did you say? I don't
Nothing.
know.
She said we caught it, so we on the same page.
Damn.
Alicia?
Crazy. You seen how Jake stood shut? He stood silent. He said, "What are you saying?" Jake knew what he was saying. That's why he canceled the fight, bro. I don't think it's because of cases, none of that. I think Jake was trying to offer him something where he can script a fight. Probably Jake was telling Gervonta Davis, "Let's make it a tie." But Tank is like, "Nah, I'm gonna knock you out." And Jake didn't like that. I'm gonna keep it real. I think this is what that is, bro. Look, bro, this is the real reason Tank canceled the fight, bro.
You know, that's what I bring to the sport, excitement. That's why
Just watch.
I'm the one that doing the moves.
I posted this clip reacting to it, and it got over a
respect
million
him.
views.
That's why this is amazing. He's a showman. He's a G. He's got his aura, his swag, his fans. I really respect him for taking this fight. Look at what Floyd Mayweather did. He fought Conor McGregor.
Hear what Jake is saying. Look what
this is the most
Tank
risky
Davis
fight
response.
that Gervonta could take in the boxing. He actually has the balls and he's putting it on the line. And it's a much tougher fight than Floyd had against Conor in a crossover fight like that. So respect to him. It's going to be a show, and we can talk our shit at the end of the day, but people are going to tune in and we're both going to show out and someone's getting put to sleep.
Watch what Tank says.
This is really scripted. Like you really going off of something, huh? You see how you just threw that out there, Floyd, so I could just y'all might not catch it, but right, okay.
What did you say? I don't
Nothing.
know.
She said we caught it, so we on the same page.
Damn.
Alicia?
Crazy. You seen how Jake stood shut?
Yeah, y'all see that? And yeah, frequent. Hanos made Brian Norman take a knee like Tank. Yeah, you right. You right. I can't even lie about that, right? But who made motherfucker lay on their back like Ryan Garcia did that? See, not only did Tank Davis take a knee, right? Devin Haney was out on his back. He had his back on the canvas with his legs up in the air like he was about to get missionary. Like a nigga was about to put his legs on his shoulders. Then he had his face in the down. Check this out, frequent. So Tank took a knee. Devin went immediately to his back with his legs in the air like a nigga about to put them shits on his shoulders. Next, he went down, face down, ass up, and his ass was wet because he shitted himself, right? Then he got down on both knees and put his face in Ryan Garcia's nutsacks. So he gave up the motherfucking huckabuck. He took it from the back. Then he swallowed. Did I say anything else frequent? Hey, look, you talking about like, bro, I'm just telling you what happened. You say to me, I'm telling you. And then he was in the crowd, like, take that, take that. Take that, take that. Like, Devin went to every pose. I thought he was posing for Diddy yoga and shit, nigga. That nigga was on his Diddy yoga shit. So we want to talk about motherfuckers touching the canvas. Devin thought he was in the champagne room. Go ahead, Key. I'm done.
Oh my God. You infrequent. You infrequent. Hey, all things. My right hand. Lord Jesus. At the end of the day, again, it was a great win. I'm just pointing out just some things that I was seeing. Again, somebody with the deficiencies that Brian Norman Jr. has. Which is why I picked Devin before this fight. Is always going to make somebody that has that skill set that what Brian lacks, he's going that if he has that skill set, he's going to make somebody like Brian Norman Jr. look average all the time. Do I believe that this is Brian's last time? No, I do not. But the real showdown again is 2026. We have the matchup between Ryan Garcia, Mario Barrios for the championship. Now, here's what's interesting, Upper. After the fight, Oscar De La Hoya wasted no time with trolling Devin Haney by saying congratulations and posting a video of Ryan Garcia as the king. Of course, being messy and petty. But we know how Oscar is, y'all. We already know how Oscar get down. But a lot of people are asking, with this new and improved Devin Haney and the skill set and everything, with his confidence back, will he be able to beat Ryan Garcia?
Now, next time he gonna put his legs behind his head, Key. He gonna put his legs behind his head, Key. Ryan gonna fold that nigga like a pretzel. They're gonna look like a nigga jumping off the top rope of the dresser into that motherfucker, dog. Devin Haney versus Ryan. That ain't gonna get in the ring and all that PTSD gonna kick in. It's gonna kick in so hard. All he gonna think about is exactly Rick Till's rock bottom that motherfucker. Him and Diddy was in the pool. That's all I'm hearing. Shout out to the Queen Juke in the super chat. Hold on. What did she say? Hold on. She said Tank took a knee without a punch landing. Devin got bent over by a C-level fighter. Y'all still mad. No win would ever heal Devin's pain. The Devinette's pain. That man at 135 and y'all still crying like some 304. Stay mad. I'm telling you, these niggas act like Devin done popped their girl's cherry or something, dog. I'm like, what the fuck? Is Devin running around here fucking these niggas girls or something? Like, and that's the crazy thing about it. Did y'all hear what Bill Haney first said at the end of the fight, Key? When they first approached Bill Haney, did you hear what he said?
No, what he say?
When that girl approached him, he talked about, fuck Ryan Garcia. You know, us and the Garcias, we got history. I'm not messing with that shit. And then they was like, well, Ryan Garcia and Mario Barrios, they fighting for the belt. It could be a unification. Bill was like, well, I guess if it's a unification. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Bill didn't want that smoke. I'm telling you, man. Hey, go ahead.
I got, Upper might be mad. Y'all might be mad at me, but I got Devin over Ryan.
You had him over Ryan last time, too.
No, he tricked us all, but I think that Devin
over Ryan last time, too.
But I think that Ryan has had the, if we're thinking strategically,
the same Ryan that whooped on Devin ass. Shit.
I know, but he hasn't really put together. I'm trying to look for a fight where I could say that he put it all together. Even in the Devins fight, he fought him at 70% best.
You also got to realize Ryan Garcia was out of shape that fight too, Key. Remember, Ryan Garcia was all the way out of shape, or did we forget about that, Key?
Okay, so do you think that, who do you have between Devin versus Mario Barrios?
Devin beating the shit out of Mario Barrios.
What about Ryan versus Barrios? What about Ryan versus Barrios?
Ryan stops Barrios. See, Devin's gonna pity pat with him all night. Ryan's gonna stop him. Hey, Dondrick, I swear, she be sounding like a female frequent sometimes. Now, I'll tell you now.
Because I'm looking at the styles. I saw what Devin kept his right hand up. Okay, but so much feedback. Mm-hmm.
The thing is, though, Key, Brian Norman was slow as shit. Right? And the fucked up shit about it, Devin Haney was able to capitalize over that because he was fighting a slower fighter. Ryan Garcia's hands is faster than Devin's. And that Brian Norman fight, I've seen a few times that Devin Haney could have got stopped. Well, he could have got hit. But Brian Norman didn't.
That uppercut was there all night, UP.
Wasn't it though, Key?
The uppercut was there.
Key, the nigga act like he was scared of shit. Bro, this nigga kept reacting. Look, he kept reacting after he got hit. I'm like, bro, it's too late to throw it now. Like, bro, no. I said, man, I see why they didn't take the Boots fight, Keith. I said, I see why they did not take the Jerome Boots in this fight. Because that boy right there is motherfucking ass. I said, bro, fight back, you bum. I was like a nigga on Rocky Five. I was like, fight back, you bum. Fight back. But that shit crazy, bro. Like, that nigga had it all day, and he didn't want to play. He didn't want to play.
Okay, so here's what I think. I think that if we going pound for pound, right, with Devin versus Ryan Garcia, if we get that fight in 2026, we got to look at there's a few things that stand out. Number one, Ryan is the only other fighter at 147 that gets just as big as Devin Haney, rehydrates just as much. We saw that last year. Okay, both of them was middleweights in that fight. We can't stunt. We not gonna do that, y'all. Both of them was big. Number two, the way that Devin was bullying Brian in the clinch at times, what we saw in the 420 fight, he's not going to be able to do that with Ryan Garcia. We can agree with that, right? UP and and chat. We're going to be able to do that. So those two things. Now we got to go to skill set and feet and all of that stuff, right? I'm worried because as Ryan was getting rid of trainers, his father is going to be the one training him for the Barrios fight, not Derek James. And what Devin has done is added on with Mikey Bay and the rest of them, right?
So you had it right. Why you saying Mikey is Mickey?
Mickey. I always call him, I don't know, I always want to call him Mikey for some odd reason. But anyways, but Bay, he has with those two things, he's adding on to his artillery. Meanwhile, Ryan, it seemed like we don't even know what type of Ryan is going to come in this fight with Barrios, because what we saw with Rolly was not how Rolly, you know what I'm saying? Not how Ryan really fights like that. So that's what gives me a question mark about a Ryan Garcia. If he will be able to have all the tools together for his fight with Ryan next year, if we see that. What do y'all think?
If Devin fights Ryan Garcia, and shout out to Miss Marshawn West, she say, and the new Jack Jenkins, Ryan changed this nigga speak. Exactly, Marshawn. He changed the way this nigga life, like this nigga's life has changed forever, Key. Like this man has he's took trauma. Key, do you know this man was on his back getting beat down in front of his
God. Okay, thank you, Albert.
No, Key, listen. Man, this man got beat in front of his wife, his child, his father, his mother, his stepmother, his brothers. Like, this man was really beat the fuck up in front of everybody he cared about, in front of the world, in front of all the debutantes and the Devin Haney fans. Look, it was so bad. You had longtime Devin Haney supporters down in his name calling him a bum. Like Rollo even said, that bum ass nigga. Like, everybody was just, look, the fan base was gone. It was over with. The thrill is gone away. But then Devin even told you. He said, I lost it all. You see that? He said, I lost it all. Now I'm coming for it all. And he stands in front of Ryan. Like, I've seen when niggas get beat by a certain nigga and a certain nigga that beats the shit out of nigga Key. I've seen how niggas who are gangster with everybody else freeze the fuck up. It's called generational trauma. Like when black people, most of us, when we see a police officer, it's crazy. We'll freeze the fuck up, but we'll shoot other niggas. But when we see the police officer, we tuck tail and run. It's just like that. Yeah, Devin's big and bad versus somebody not that skilled. But okay, freaking, she ain't got to bet on what I say. She can bet on that left hook. And not only was the left hook landing on Devin, Ryan was catching with the right too. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, frequent. Ryan Garcia knows how to throw an uppercut. If Brian normally threw that uppercut, we would have a different conversation. And the thing is, Ryan is quicker than Devin. So he has enough time to make his decisions. Brian Norman, like I said before, he's inexperienced. I told y'all Rick Tim's homeboy, Quentin Randall, was giving that nigga everything. Captain Jackalite. Go jack some more, nigga. Shut up. Your nigga name, what nigga names himself Jackalite? I guess that's they can't get no food nanny, huh? So you can't get no woman, so you Jackalite. All right.
Thank you.
Brag about being you a diabolical this nigga is a diabolical lotion smuggler.
Oh
He
my
keeps
God.
a bottle of baby oil and lotion on him. Jackalite. These niggas wild, man. He bragging about master. He was masturbating. You remember that movie, something about Derek Key?
Yes, I do. Thank you so much.
He was masturbating.
I'm so done with y'all. I'm so done with y'all.
Damn.
I'm so done with
Tesla
y'all.
1 billion. Yeah. Hey, Key, what would you think of a nigga call himself Sir Jackson-Lot?
Okay. Now again, I'm very
Hey, he might last a long time because he done got it all out of his system.
I just
right off at the dinner table. Because he jacks a lot.
Well, after his win, Bill Haney put out a hit list, with question marks and check marks. So Teofimo Lopez, question mark. Shakur Stevenson, check mark. Tank Davis, check mark, question mark. Ryan X out. Barrios, question mark. Keyshawn Davis, question mark. Rowley, question mark. Connor Ben, question mark. Ryan Garcia, question mark. So his list, it looks like he has a few fights left of who they want to see, of who Devin wants to fight with.
You know what's crazy, Key? And I'm gonna tell you the funniest shit, right? Juke, shout out to the Queen Juke. She said exactly. It's why they're taking that anger out on a lightweight than Ryan. Notice none of the Haney fans got the same smoke for Ryan Crabtree. And this is the funny shit about it. They want Tank to come to 147 and fight Devin or whatever to give Devin his payday, but everybody keeps hollering about this. But wouldn't they want their man Devin to get back with Ryan Garcia? Whenever you say Devin and Ryan, well, he's a drug cheat. We shouldn't fight him. Well, you know, Cotto got beat by plaster gloves, bro. Like a nigga beat this nigga with cast on his hand. And everybody was like, he need to get his face back. Why are not the Haney fans saying that he needs to get his face back with Ryan Garcia? They're not saying that because they know Ryan Garcia can end that man. He's already changed that nigga to Thuttering Devin.
Okay. Okay, we're not doing this upper.
Doing what, Key? Look at Frequent. He's saying fuck Ryan. See, he knows. He knows all them niggas is holding their nut and holding their damn Devin anal beads because they got Devin's anal beads. They holding them talking about, please, Devin, don't fight Ryan. We just got to win now, Devin. Let's not go back to square one. 4/20/24 is the worst day of some of these niggas' lives. These niggas done lost family members to death, cancer, gun violence. None of that was worse than Devin Haney getting the shit beat out of him by Ryan Garcia. Their kids could have been kidnapped, and that wouldn't have been worse than what happened to Devin.
I think you'd be a little dramatic.
No, Key. Somebody, man, did you know the self-deletion rate went up by 10% when Devin lost? Frequent. You said Hano still got his own. Well, you know, there's also women out there that claim to be born-again virgins. So, if a woman's a born-again virgin, Frequent, does she still got her virginity? Answer that, Frequent. Or has she still been fucked?
Okay. Thank you.
So Devin got his O beat. He got his O back, but he still got the shit beat out of him. He got beat the fuck up. Just like a born-again virgin's poo nanny. I ain't gonna say the word.
Oh my God. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. So anyways, congratulations to Devin. bask in the glory. Let's see. We can't wait to see what 2026 the rollout is going to be for these fighters. Um, and we have Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia coming up in February.
Okay.
Upper. Oh, coming up in February. So let's see how this goes. I think I do have Ryan Garcia stopping Barrios. So I think Ryan stops Barrios. I think he does
This
stop him.
is what's crazy. They like calling this a grown ass man little man. And so if we gonna call Tank little man, should we call Devin Mr. Wet Booty? So we gonna call, or should we call him Diddy Booty? Since we giving people names, he could be Diddy Booty or Wet Booty. Because I
Okay.
knew from his booty he had Diddy Booty because that nigga got the shit. Literally, this nigga got the shit knocked out of him. Keith, have you ever seen a motherfucker get hit so hard they shit themselves?
Upper echelon.
Devin got the shit beat out of him on his Dolce Gabbanas. His Dolce Gabbanas was Dolce shit in Gabbana.
Oh, Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. Well, speaking of cabanas, but Kid Austin Sr. Went on Mill City Boxing and said that Abdullah Mason got gifted the belt because Sam Noakes actually won the fight.
Whoever said that, man, as close as I had it, giving
Floyd,
Sam no,
Floyd, Floyd Austin, Kid Austin Sr.
they would much rather. You know what? Well, then what does that say about your son, then, Floyd Schofield? Because Abdullah Mason beat your son the fuck up in sparring. He beat your son in headgear and 16 ounces, dropped him. You feel what I'm saying? Plus, y'all had a deal to fight Abdullah Mason for $1 million, and y'all turned it down. So you can't listen to nothing bitter ass. He's one of them Hay Night fans, but his son's boxing. The nigga name was Uncle Schofield. Lily's back. BFTV would not cook me because I am a guy. Now, if I was a teenage girl, then he might have had a shot. Bye, Lily is
Upper
back.
echelon. Upper. We're not
Yeah,
doing that. Upper.
yeah, yeah.
Be nice.
Only thing getting cooked is teenage girls, nigga. Fuck you.
Upper echelon.
But that's him on that damn page.
Anyways, now
Don't
we also
tell me how you mad.
upper. We also have mute real quick upper.
All
That
right.
I like your other device better. That one has too much of an echo. We also have Jai Opataya. He is calling out Zordo. As we know, David Benavidez and Zordo will be fighting on Cinco de Mayo 2026. More than likely either in Vegas or in Texas. And Jai Opataya's team is not happy. They said Zordo has ducked him in the biggest, most embarrassing way of all. Jai wants all these guys to grow some balls and step up. Ooh,
Well, I
tough.
mean, Jao Pataya, you not the name, bro. Like, I feel you, but Zordo about to get his ass whooped for some bread. Zordo versus David Benavidez is a big selling fight. And the way Benavidez did Anthony Yard, Jao Pataya, man. Look, Jao Pataya is arguably the best cruiserweight out there. But who wants to see a Jao Pataya fight that's not hardcore boxing fan, Keith? Like, his fights are good, but can he headline? Can he sell out a crowd? No. Like Jao Pataya is like Dimitri Bivol was before Canelo. Ja needs that one fight that puts him in mainstream. And Zerdo wasn't going to do it. Oscar's not about to sacrifice Zerdo to Jao Pataya. Like Jao Pataya versus Maris Bredis, that was a hell of a fight. It was a fight against two warriors. But, I mean, you see the numbers they did? You feel me? Ja just ain't got no name. Just like Alexander Usyk really didn't have no name at cruiserweight. Hell, David Benavidez's name really started popping after the Craig fight because hell, he had been on them fights like shit. John, you gotta go out there. Now, if he would have got that motherfucking Badu Jack fight, that would have got him in there, even though Badu Jack is ass. But you know,
Well, speaking of with the fights, Upper, Virgil Ortiz team, once they heard about the Cinco de Mayo fight, Upper, mute real quick. Your feedback is crazy. Um, once Virgil or- once Virgil Ortiz team heard about it, they have posted and said that they want Boots Ennis and Virgil Ortiz on that undercard, and that they want the pay-per-view to be $103. So they said Ortiz versus Ennis May 5th, or Zerto versus Benavidez, or both the same night for $103 pay-per-view. That's the one way to take that day over for good. They're trying to take Cinco de Mayo. Upper, what
I
say
would
you?
do, I would do that. I would pay $100 for that fight. Could you imagine Gilberto Ramirez versus David Benavidez and Virgil Ortiz versus Haran Buenis? You feel what I'm saying? Like Haran Buenis versus Virgil Ortiz and Gilberto Ramirez versus Javid Benavidez. Oh man, that'd be great right there. I would pay for it. But why make Innocent Virgil undercard? Why not make it a co-main? That's four. That's four people bringing their fan bases. I bet that fight would do over 400,000 pay per view. It would. I would love it.
Well, before we can even think that far, Eddie Hearn has came out and said that he has not heard from Golden Boy regarding the Boots or the versus Virgil Ortiz fight. He said it's been very quiet from Oscar De La Hoya. What is going on?
They just said it now. They just let them know.
I don't
They
know,
just
y'all. I don't think we're getting that fight anytime soon. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
it ain't been 48 months yet, though, Key. We're gonna fight up there.
Well, hopefully that Cinco de Mayo card is stacked. Jupe said, Will T said Ortiz versus Boots, Spence returns versus Charlo at the stadium in Texas. That'll go crazy. Dondrick says 103 American dollars. Yes, 103 American dollars. Jupe said, make its own card. The reason we go so falling for good cards is because they burying good fights on undercards. To be honest with you, I would love for the Boots versus Virgil Ortiz to be its own separate thing. I think that both of those fights can stand on its own.
Honestly, that is crazy because why would you, if you wanted to take over Cinco de Mayo, why are you putting yourself on an undercard? If so, wouldn't the winner of Benavidez and Gilberto take over Cinco de Mayo? Like, that's the thing I don't get. Like, you're actually sacrificing your profits as well because Benavidez and Ramirez is going to get the lion's share of the pay per view. So why would you not? You have a tailor-made fight that motherfuckers will pay to see. Like motherfuckers will pay to see Ortiz versus Boots. You can put anybody else on the undercard. Look, Canelo did it with the Crawford fight. Canelo sold with the Crawford fight. It didn't matter what the undercard was. They had $1 million undercard. They had 30 fights for $1 million. And motherfuckers just wanted to see the Crawford fight. You could build Boots and Ortiz. That shit would do it. But, you know, that's stupid wanting to be on the undercard.
Well, let's see what they do. What we do know is that it is a co-promotional fight. It will be Golden Boy and PBC on Cinco de Mayo. So this is going to be a good one. We're still waiting to hear what's going on with Shakur and Tio fight. That's supposed to be happening at the end of January, but no fight announcement was occurring. I was looking for the commercial over the weekend. Maybe they were going to announce it then, but it did not. It was not announced. So, and that's supposed to be also a joint promotion with PBC. So I think they're still working out the kinks. Hey, DZ. But ever, after this fight with David Benavidez, people are
Give
asking,
me
is David Benavidez, huh?
back.
Okay. People are asking, is David Benavidez the premier Mexican superstar in boxing now from what he did to Yard? What say you, DZ? DZ says most Hispanic people will be expending their dollars on the World Cup since the tickets are ridiculously expensive. Oh, really? Boots versus Ortiz deserves its own promotion and build up. Making it a co-main doesn't do it justice. I think so too, for the simple fact that we've been wanting that like for a long time. DZ says no, Will T says yes. Well, there's some issues. A lot of people are saying that he is going to be the one to carry that mantle. A lot of people are pushing back, saying no, until Canelo retires, he still is the king. Well, Canelo and Bud will be fighting their part 2 next year. Now, the question is, because I'm looking at the timing of all of this, Benavidez said that in the ring after the fight with Yard, and we know that Cinco de Mayo for the past several years have belonged to Canelo. Let's just be 105, y'all. That has always belonged to Canelo. And so nobody thinks it's weird, like crazy, how he hurried up and announced that we're fighting on Cinco de Mayo, is going to be in the United States with another Hispanic fighter that they love, which is Big Zordo. I'm like, so if Canelo is supposed to return, do he go to bat? Go to toe to toe with PBC versus Golden Boy on Cinco de Mayo, or does he wait for September? Because I can't believe that Oscar and them just pulled that from Canelo Alvarez like that. Like, we all know that Canelo is Cinco de Mayo. Benavidez is not Mexican. If Canelo announced the fight, they're going to flop. I don't think so, Zulu. I think if they move this strategically, and now that it's already out there and it's signed, sealed, and delivered, it's official. So they're going to start they promo. I think they would do well if it was in Texas. Honestly, I think this fight would do. I think Benavidez versus Zerto will sell excellent in Texas. I don't even think, even if Canelo was to announce something, they will still support Benavidez now. Canelo still has support, yes. But why is it being announced before a Canelo fight? And why are they still in Canelo's date? Canelo won't let those days go. Well, they better do some, DZ, because they've already have. Turkey technically pulled Cinco de Mayo from Canelo by putting him in the Saudi this year. That is true, Drew. That is true. And then, you know what I'm saying? Canelo got beat up by Bud. Left a lot of Mexicans was mad at that. You feel me? So I'm not sure. I just found that to be very, very interesting. Like, wow, they're taking Canelo's date and they're putting Benavidez on there. And remember, DZ, remember I asked a question about 2 weeks ago. I said, they're looking for, now that we know Canelo is going to be on his way out soon, they're looking for that next Mexican superstar. So we went down the list on who could be the superstar, and Benavidez was one of them. And now after this performance against Yard, not only are they calling him the new face of Mexican boxing, but they're also taking Canelo's date on Cinco de Mayo. That is crazy. Not even the UFC could go against. I get it, DZ. I hear you. But that was also a PBC card. PBC and Golden Boy is now linked up. And one thing about it, the Mexicans support Oscar now. I'm not going to sit here and stunt. They know Oscar crazy as hell, but they still come out and support Oscar now. And it's with David Benavidez, and it's with Zordo. I don't know, but I feel like is Oscar being petty? Is Oscar being petty? That is the question. I feel like Oscar is being petty with that day and the PBC. But speaking of Yard, Buatsi versus Yard might be happening in 2026. I really want Yard to take a year off or a year or two off. I think that the punishment that he received from Benavidez was quite traumatic. I don't think I've ever seen a fighter get hit with that many uppercuts like that. I remember when Tank did it to who did Tank do that uppercut to a few times. It was like in his early career. But that's the only time I've ever seen it. I've never seen I haven't seen it recently. I think he got hit 18 times with an uppercut. I just think he needs to go to therapy. I think he needs to go to therapy. Mason versus Davis. Keyshawn Davis or Tank Davis? Which one will? He was wearing his man. Mason versus Tank Davis will be a good fight. I got Tank in that fight for right now because Mason is still green. Keyshawn, I think YOLO. I think right now all of them gets Mason, Abdullah Mason, and I'm a huge Abdullah Mason fan. But within like the next year or two, I would say that all of them are in trouble. I think there's still
I got Abdullah beating the shit out of Keyshawn.
out of Keyshawn.
Yeah, he beat Keyshawn
At 140, you think so? DZ
bust
said,
down the weight. Yeah, I take Abdullah.
I could see that. I ride with Keyshawn. Just well, hell, Keyshawn kind of green too, though, low key. 50-50 fight. I heard Keyshawn mentioning the fight. David was gonna have to switch fists, man. Key, I understand, but Canelo not only has the Mexican American fan base, but also has his country in Latin America. I feel you with that, DZ. He does. He does. That can't be argued. Well, let's see when he gonna come back then. I think though, if they were to have the fight in Texas, I think they would do extremely well. Why nobody mentioning Andy Cruz? Andy Cruz about to fight Raymond Muratalo. We got to see how that's about to be first, Will. I got to see how them two match up.
Hell, if Andy Cruz loses to Raymond Muratalo, then we're not gonna be talking about him no more. Shit, we got to see what happens. Who wins that IBF?
Yeah, that's a good fight. I can't wait to see that fight. Mason special. Sheesh. Yeah, Mason is a very special fighter. I would never take that away from him. But as far as the vets in the game, I still think that
the only thing I got about Mason's like a glass cannon. He's all offense, no defense. If he can stop backing straight up and he can keep his head off the line, he'll be a lot better. And his coaches need to tell him to go to that body. If he would have went to that body a lot more, then he would have stopped Sam Noakes. But he wasn't going to the body, and he kept his head on the line. And that's what happens with fighters that are overconfident. That usually and if we've noticed, we watched Abdullah Mason. Every time he fights against somebody, he just powers them with sheer velocity and offense. He hasn't had a fighter that he just couldn't mow down, and this was his first time going against an opponent that he couldn't really just bulldoze. But I think it was a great learning experience. I think he's gonna get better. You only get better with the better fighters that you fight.
absolutely. Well, that's why I say he's gonna get clipped. That's why I said don't move him too quick. Salute to 2 Cents. Make sure I subscribe to her channel, Ashley's Corner channel. Jupe Shakur acting all insecure. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about that. So after Mason had won, Shakur Stevenson put out a post saying that he is still the best. Like, y'all chill with that. I'm still the best at 135. And a lot of people came at him about that, saying that he was hating on Abdullah Mason and everything. But my whole thing is, Shakur, are you going to unify? I don't even think they can unify because they're both under Jay Prince now. I don't think we'll ever see Shakur versus Mason, unfortunately. Mason fought the other guy's fight
Why
and
not?
was. Mm-hmm,
Why
mm-hmm.
not? Hell, that means Jay Prince gets all the money in that fight. Why would he not make that fight?
Because I think Shakur called him his little brother or something like that, didn't he? Isn't
Man,
Mason
Abdullah
like a
Mason said,
family?
if you're not part of the Mason family, you're not my brother.
But
Yeah,
Shakur looks at him that way, I think. I think
he don't look at
Shakur looks.
Shakur like that shit.
Mm, Zulu said Mason fought the other guy's fight and won. To be honest with you, I felt like it was a tug of war, Zulu. I felt like both Mason and Abdullah was trying to impose their will on each other. That's why it looked such a back and forth. Because I had a 7-5, Mason 115 and 113. Shakur said he a baby but was about to fight Kid Austin. What about Kid Austin versus Abdullah Mason? That fight is interesting to me now.
It'll never happen. It'll never happen because Abdullah Mason beat the shit out of Kid Austin in sparring. And they had a chance to make $1 million to fight Abdullah Mason. They turned it down. That fight's not happening.
Well, so far in the rankings, Kid Austin is still only ranked in the WBA. Let me make sure again. Yeah, he's still ranked in the WBA. So I think what they're waiting for is for Tank to drop that belt so that he could be the WBA champion if Tank drops the belt. I think that's what they're waiting for. Upper in chat, but he's not in any other rankings. That's interesting because about a few months ago he was ranked in a couple. Oh no, he's ranked in the IBF. He's number 3 now. So will we get the winner of Raymond Muratalla versus Andy Cruz? Will they face Kid Austin? Huh. Okay. I see what they trying to do. Kid Austin don't need to stop. Mason declined the band of brothers. It looks like that Shakur was trying to be petty towards Tank and Abdullah because he knows dang well Tank is the number 1 at 135. I think that Shakur, once he cooks T.O. in January, if them two fight, I think that they're going to be right back on. Shakur going to be on this high horse again. I think now that, Devin is getting the clout, the attention right now, Shakur just trying to put himself back out there.
Well,
and then Abdullah is the rising name.
I did respect Shakur, though. He was like, good job, Dev. Like, he was congratulating Dev.
Yeah, he also said that they gonna, when it's their time to meet, we gonna fight.
That's why Shakur. So that was a lie about Shakur fighting Conor Benn then moving back down, because if Shakur move up to fight Conor Benn, wouldn't that put him in Devin's division?
Yes, it will.
Yeah. And
yes.
And they said they trying to make Conor Benn versus Louis Crocker for that IBF belt. So,
right.
So if Shakur was to go up and beat Conor Benn and get that belt, then we could have Devin, Ryan, and Shakur all at 147 with a belt.
But Shakur said that he wouldn't stick around, though. Didn't he say that?
He said that, but you want to fight Devin and you want to fight Conor. What division are they at?
Will T said, like I said, who's going to challenge Devin at 147? There's Karen, there's Ryan Garcia, and a lot of people don't want to hear this, but actually Rolly Romero. Shakur would never fight Ryan. I don't think he would either, 2 cents. I don't think that Shakur, because he only mentioned Conor Benn at 147.
So what was he going to fight Devin at?
I guess 147. He said that they're going to meet. So I guess he's going to move up to. Wait a minute. Why is everybody bypassing 140? Why everybody only doing a stop and go at 140? What is going on?
Well, Key, if you have to look at the easiest division in boxing right now, which one?
It is 140. 147, actually 160. Those are 2 easiest ones.
Exactly. 147. I even said a motherfucker that's not the champion that got beat twice could beat everybody there. I sat there and said Karen Kukadajian could run the table. Rolly Romero, yes, he's a champ, but he got power. That's about it. You could box him if you don't get hit. Now you have Rolly, Ryan, Devin, and let's just say, the other dude. Like these are the easiest belts to gather up. Exactly, Marquis 147 is ass. Right now, Rolly is the top fighter in that division right now. Shout out to Yoda Wild Crush. But don't nobody want to get there with Tito Mercado, Antoine Russell, motherfucking
Andy Huracola.
Yeah, Andy Hirakoa, Abuelo Puello. Like 140 is stacked.
Sandor Martin, Jermaine Ortiz.
Yeah, 147 is where the action is at. And motherfuckers is not doing it.
Like
Teofimo's still
me.
there.
Yeah, 140. Yep.
140.
That is
Well,
interesting.
hell,
Everybody's doing a stop and go at 140. Nobody wants to really.
Even Africa trying to get the fuck out of 140.
Africa just called on Devin. He said that he wants to move up to fight Devin. Like, what the heck?
And then another killer that's down there, they trying to silence Sabril Matias. You feel me? Like
Can
hell.
Russell go to 147? Nah, Russell's too small. It looked like, well, let me not say that. He could, but Russell is one of the only fighters that come in below the weight limit. He always come in at like 137, 138 when he fighting. Like for real. No, Dondre, talk yourself. I don't care about that. That's why Devin ran out the division. They trying to say Boots ran out the division. Devin had one. Oh my God, upper. So the new thing is that Boots ran out the division because Devin was coming there, and that Boots Boots ducked Devin upper. What's going on, best friend?
I'm gonna tell you. Look, frequent liar is the biggest Devin Haney fan, but frequent won't even let you say that bullshit. Frequent would not let you say that about Boots Ennis. Because that's the one person that Frequent loves more than Devin Haney is Jerome. The hell?
Sorry.
Jerome Boots Ennis is the one person that Frequent Flyer loves more than Devin Haney. If Frequent heard y'all say that shit, Frequent would damn near have he'd probably get another damn divorce. He hear somebody say that shit. He'd probably divorce himself from the Devin Haney fans. They say that about his Boots Ennis. Now, if y'all see the way Frequent glazed Devin, y'all should see him on Boots. He said they got matching beers and everything.
Oh my God. I'll be right back. You heard me? I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, boy, yeah, Frequent gonna send a drone with an airstrike to y'all house. Y'all talk about Boots Ennis. Now he'll laugh and joke about Devin Haney. Now he's an avid Devin Haney's fan, but don't ever disrespect the Boots Ennis. You disrespect the Boots Ennis, you gonna get Frequent's ire because Frequent do not play about their boots. I'm telling you, but Frequent will kill over Boots now. Exactly. Everybody talk about Boots ran out the division, but this is what I don't get, right? If Boots ran out the division, none of the champions agreed to fight on the undercard for $200,000 undercard fighter for Michaela Mailer instead of being a headliner and making $1.8 million versus Jerome Boots Ennis. But the fact that they didn't do that, so in theory, they made a loss against Boots Ennis would have been a lot better than a loss against Devin Haney, but they made money fighting Devin Haney. Devin Haney was a smaller risk than Jerome Boots Ennis. What people don't realize is Boots Ennis knocked out Brian Norman Jr. in sparring. 16 ounces in headgear. They were scheduled for 16 rounds of sparring. Boots in and sat that nigga down, and that's why Brian Norman and Greg Hackett was going at it, because Greg Hackett seen when Norman got dropped, and he said something about it, and Brian Norman Sr. was like, well, we continued the round, though, didn't we? Yes, but you stopped after that round. And he was not about to put his son in. That's why he was saying they need more money. He said they need more money. 1.8 is not enough. Yes, Zulu. Boots dropped them in sparring, made them quit. That's why Boots didn't want to. That's why Norman didn't fight Boots. And Mario Barrios, they was not about to do that. And Ramon Sifu, I did not give Devin Haney his credit. But now the Devin Haney fans is saying that Boots ran out the division because he was scared of Devin Haney. And I'm telling you, Boots been at the division too damn long. Boots is 5'11". Boots was barely making that weight. Barely making that motherfucking weight. Boots looks weight drained at 154. Yeah, that's what I said, 2 Cent. I can't be mad at the Normans. Brian Norman Sr. was saying they needed more. They needed more than 1.8 million. He just got 3 million for this fight. So hey, he got what he asked for. But he still got a loss. I've been saying it since the Quentin Randall fight that Brian Norman's not that good. I just said his power would give him the edge against Devin, especially if it was the same Devin that fought, But he surprised me. Devin ran the fuck out of 142 Cent, but Devin was having problems making 140 as well. And Devin didn't run out of 140. Ryan Garcia beat him out of 140. He was trying to get away from Ryan Garcia. Yeah, Ramon. If I was Brian Norman's team, I would have had a rematch clause. Just so we could have got another payday, just like George Kambosos. Because Brian Norman did not beat Devin Haney, but he could have got 2 paydays out of it. To get 2 paydays, 2 Cent. You see, motherfucking George Kambosos had a rematch clause with Devin. He got whooped both fights, but he got paid both fights too. Shit, my son would have had to take 2 L's. You feel me? You feel me, Keith? You had to whoop my son twice. You gonna give us 3 million both times? Because after this, because exactly, Ramon. Because after this fight right here, Brian Norman going back to 150,000. He only got really one fight that he got paid, and that was in Japan. That was only 400,000. The other fight, he was on the undercard of Michaela Mailer, who was making 200 and some thousand. So he made under that. So yeah, my son would have got 2 good paydays, 2 L's, but 2 paydays.
Well, he definitely lost his O for a bag. That's for sure.
Hey, Key, he said that they needed more than what Boots was offering, didn't
he? Yeah, they got it for sure. He definitely paid for that. Yeah, he definitely paid for his cash his O in. Cash his O in, and he made it believable. He
salute the Yankee cow.
Oh, I forgot to say, y'all, this weekend, guess who fighting? Ben Whitaker. Boom. It's Ben Whitaker fight week. So, we excited? Woo. Yeah?
I'll be watching football this weekend.
Whatever, upper. Y'all know I'm watching the fight. And I'm going to have the car ready to boom. Boom.
Yeah, you'll run a show by yourself that day.
Really? Whatever. Y'all such haters. Whatever. I want to see Boots versus Bud for real. We never get that fight, Will. Ever.
That would be a great fight, but it never happened.
Yeah, we'll never get that fight. But yeah, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people saying, I'm like, dang, how did Boots come in this conversation? But a lot of people are now saying that Devin beats Boots, and I'm just like, wow, where was all of this talk? Lord Jesus. I just
Holmes Enterprise. You right. You right. You won 500 on Devin. But guess what, Home Enterprise? I'm gonna tell you something that you might not know. I won 15,000 on Ryan Garcia whooping Devin. Thank you, Home Enterprise. So you take your little $500 and buy you 2 ounces of some good smoke. I I won a lot more on Ryan Garcia whooping Devin ass, Mr. Enterprise. Thank you. And if any of my fighters would have fought motherfucking damn Brian Norman, they would have learned how to finish it. Exactly, Will T. This nigga talking about 500. Like this nigga just got a damn paycheck talking about okay. Nigga, don't you know McDonald's workers get more than that on their paychecks?
Lord Jesus,
No,
y'all.
people from McDonald's make like 800. This nigga came in. Hey, Holmes, you talking about how a cheater? Isn't Devin on Snap? But Holmes Enterprise, you came in and you the one that bragged that you made 500 and we didn't know shit. And I was telling you I made 15 off of Ryan beating Devin ass. So you didn't know shit. And I bet you lost your $10 on that fight, didn't you?
Okay, thank you, Upper. Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus. But a lot of us
He cheated me all the way to a payday. Shit.
I think a lot of us picked Brian to win Holmes Enterprise, but again, it's a good win. I was just laughing at the fact that Boots came into the picture. Now all of a sudden, Devin beats Boots. Now people are asking about the stoppage. When is Dev going to get a stoppage in a fight? I heard one of these questions come up. If he fights Jack Catterall, I think he can stop Jack Catterall. He just got to go in for it. Oh my God.
Who?
Devin. If Devin fights Jack Catterall, I think he can stop Jack.
I don't think Devin can stop traffic with a stop sign and a yellow vest.
Okay. I think he stops Jack Catterall, Upper.
Josh Taylor couldn't stop Jack Catterall. I don't think Devin stops Jack Catterall with a. Devin can't stop nobody with. He can't even stop at a school crossing with a vest and a damn stop sign. And you know the funny thing about it, Holmes Enterprise must be freaking liar or something. But this is what I don't understand, right? This is, and the Haney fans are stupid. I was expecting Devin to finish it. Like Devin, the same way Devin did not finish Regis Prograis is the same way he did not finish Brian Norman. On my mama, on my grandmama, on my children. If me and Brian Norman fought and I dropped him in the second round the way Devin did, this nigga does not see no more rounds. The third round, it would be ended. It's no way he gonna make it 12 rounds. That man was out on his fucking feet, Key. But just like Regis, when Devin put Regis down, but Devin is too scared to get hit, he don't attack. And that's why Devin will never be the starter his fantasy fans want him to be. Because he's a bitch. He's scared to get in there and fix. So we're gonna keep it real. This is the reason why Shakur Stevenson and motherfucking Devin Haney are not stars, because they're both bitch ass niggas. Because boxing is about jokes. These niggas is getting this is the same thing. This is the same thing as premature ejaculation.
But Floyd, some can argue that Floyd, but some could argue that Floyd didn't always close. Like he kept the
Pretty Boy Floyd always closed.
Okay.
Boy Floyd always closed. He closed the fucking show and he closed the door and he put that bitch in there and he locked it. Like Kevin Hart say, he put the key in that bitch and he locked it. Floyd did Diego Corrales, the damn number one pound for pound and the knockout king of that division. He knocked that nigga down more times than Devin Haney got knocked down by Ryan Garcia. And we just gonna keep this shit real. Pretty Boy Floyd was a closing special. And one thing about any boxer who claims to be great, not good, but a boxer that is great, always cleans up his fucking plate. These niggas are bitches. They are bitches because they get a fighter
Upper.
hurt and they sit back and play games with him. No fighter who's ever been considered great, let me finish. No fighter that's ever been considered great has ever played around with their motherfucking food. This nigga right here, he could have stopped Regis. He could have stopped motherfucking Brian Norman. Shakur could have stopped motherfucking You feel what I'm saying? Shakur won't stop shit. These motherfuckers don't stop shit, but they want to be great. And like I said, it's just like premature ejaculation. You get a woman all hyped up, thinking she about to bust a nut, and you busting this over with. You leave them unsatisfied. And that's the way boxing fans feel when they watch Shakur and Devin. They feel unsatisfied. Like, you give me all the hype, you get me all wound up, and I have to go finish this shit myself. These niggas ain't closing the show. That's why they having marital problems. You see, you can tell a lot about a boxer by the way their relationship is. That's why Devin married a prostitute. That's why Shakur has a baby with a bitch that done fucked half the industry. You feel me? Because these hoes need to be chose. And they know they're not going to get finished. They know that man ain't going to finish the deal. Exactly. Paid them full. These niggas ain't closing the show. They don't close the show. If Devin would have closed the fucking show, I would have been like, God damn it, Devin, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. But no. He played in the pussy and he was done. He pulled an American Pie. The girl was dancing on, busted on herself twice. They left her sitting there holding the bag. Literally, holding the fucking bag. And that's what's the difference between good fighters and great fighters. You think Bud Crawford would have played around with that nigga if he had him stuck? Key.
Yes.
Did David Benavidez play with his food?
No, Upper.
Did Bam Rodriguez play with his food?
No.
Abdullah Mason didn't even get the stoppage, but was Abdullah Mason in that plane? He was hooking. That nigga was hooking like he was on the corner. That nigga was going for it. Devin hurts. What fighter do you know besides Shakur and Devin who would have their opponents hurt and then want to start wrestling? This nigga hurt him in the second round and started wrestling the rest of the damn fight. I say, nigga, what? I said Turkey and them trying to incorporate WWE in this bitch. Y'all remember when that movie called Basketball, where they took baseball and basketball and made it to one? These niggas done turned this shit into WrestleBox. Because after you knock your opponent down, then you wrestle the rest of the match. I thought Devin was going to suplex the nigga.
Oh my God, Upper.
Nigga, they was groping on each other so much. The nigga looked like he just came home from doing 20 years and he hugging his girl. And they all over each other. You can't even separate their asses.
Hey, Bruce Gas. Hey to the beautiful queen. I mean, Upper, you going in and out. Hey to the beautiful Queen Arena.
I said it's just.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Thank you. Thank you so much, Upper. Thank you.
He's also.
Upper, you going in and out? Oh my God. Never mind. Go out again. Go out again. Don't come back, Upper. If you go for just go out again, Upper. Just go out again. If you go for the kill, if you have a boxer you go for the kill if you have a boxer noodle legend. Oh, well, I mean, noodle leg. Yes, I get that. But what if, okay, what if he's saving it? What if he's saving it for Ryan Garcia, Upper, and chat? What if he's, I don't know. Because
saving what for Ryan?
To stop him. To stop him.
Man, Ryan will knock this nigga the fuck out of you. Okay, Keith. So all right. So a nigga ain't made a woman come his whole goddamn life. Now he's just gonna do it on the baddest motherfucker he met.
Oh my God.
Nigga, this is not virginity. Ain't no use of saving this shit. Let me tell you one thing about motherfucking boxing, Key. Boxing is one of the few sports that you don't get paid for overtime. This nigga sell a box. He sell a box. Dondrick, she knew that was some bullshit. This nigga ain't got a knockout since he been in his 20s.
Okay, what if he's trying to? Because I'm trying to give. We don't want to. First of all, upper. It was a good performance, so we can't take that away from Dev. He did beat the champ.
Said it was okay. I give him like a C plus.
Okay, I could rock with that. I could rock with that.
I would have gave him an A if he would have stepped on that motherfucking gas, Key. Key, after that A, I had him at an A when he dropped him in the second round. I said, okay. Look, I didn't even care about the little bullshit parlay I put Devin on. I said, okay, Dev. I got hype, Key. I'm a fan of boxing. I don't hate Devin and them. I don't hate Shakur. When they do something, I get hype. I was like, okay, Dev. I said, go out there and punish this nigga. I said, Brian Norman Sr., you bitch. Watch this. I was happy because I was about to talk shit to Brian Norman Sr. like a motherfucker. I was like, okay, that's how you time this little nigga. That's how you do that shit. I was talking shit. We had a fight party and everything. I was talking cash shit. I say, that's how you put these country niggas down, Dev. That's how you do them Georgia niggas. I say, and not all Georgia niggas, because my wife from Georgia. She's from Noonan, Georgia, outside Atlanta. But them country niggas, the Normans from Georgia. That's how you do them. I got hype. I say, yeah. I'm looking at my brother. I say, he about to put this nigga out. My brother was like, man, you know this Devin we talking about. I said, yeah, this is Devin we talking about. But I say, this nigga is sleep. He's sleep. I say, Devin about to make a statement. 6 rounds later, my brother look at me talking about what a statement at. I said, this nigga about to write a statement, bro. I said, he writing statements on people. I said, this nigga ain't about to. Hey, Key, I sat there looking stupid the whole time. I'm just like, damn. Because, hey, Key, I got hype. I started talking cash shit to my family. I was like, yeah, this nigga about to start. Because it's one father I hate more than Bill, and that's Brian Norman Sr. And I was like, boy, I can't wait to see his face after his son gets stopped. And Key, I was talking cash shit. My brother talking about, but this is Devin. Because, you know, my brother never, my brother used to box too, but he wasn't, you know what I mean? He was all right. But, you know, he was like, this Devin we talking about. I said, I don't give a fuck who it is. I say, this nigga tailor-made. I say, bro, he's out. Brian Norman already had bad footwork, Key. And his shit was even worse. I said, he out. I said, it's over with. My brother talking about, nah, I don't think Devin got the heart to do it. I say, nigga, you don't need no heart when it's like this. I was wrong, Key. I was wrong. Devin didn't have the heart to do it. That nigga.
What if it's not the heart? What if he just, you know,
well, he just wanted to hug and grope on another man? Is that what you were
no, saying? What if he just, what if that's not his style, maybe? I don't know.
Nigga, you call yourself Debo. What is Debo known for doing, Key? It's my bike, punk. Debo known for not, don't call yourself Debo. Shit. When your name means something, you say Devin got all this power. Oh, he much stronger. Okay, then finish. Key, let me ask you a question. Be honest, right?
Okay.
And this is a fair thing right here. Be honest now, Key. You ever have a nigga, that nigga get you in the mood and everything, Key? Oh my God. No, let me ask you, Key. And you like, man, it's about to go down. And you know, Key, you done got all hot and bothered. He all hot and bothered. And that motherfucker say, and that motherfucker finish and you didn't. Have you ever had that happen before, Key?
Yeah.
Be honest now, best friend. Have you ever had that happen before?
Yes.
How did you feel after that, Key?
Pissed off.
Did you call him back?
I'm not getting into all that up.
You was pissed off, right?
Yeah, I was very upset. Yes.
That's how we feel as fans when motherfuckers don't close the show. Nigga, it was there. You was there. You had already played with it. You already done slid in there. You might as well go ahead and beat the back end. Come on, man. Don't just keep playing around like we high schoolers and shit. Matter of fact, this is not high school shit. You doing elementary shit. Dry humping and shit.
But I think that if he fights Jack
Exactly,
Catterall,
Miss Joette. And this is the reason why Shakur and Devin are not stars. Miss Joette said, hell nah, she didn't call you back. So for all you Devin Haney fans, if you wonder why the woman don't call you back after y'all fuck, y'all didn't finish the job. Now just because they're going, and all that, it don't mean nothing.
okay, but what about if he fights Jack Catterall?
If your socks and your thighs and everything ain't wet, you ain't do your job. Go ahead, what?
What if he fights Jack Catterall? He could stop Jack Catterall. He can bully Jack Catterall badly.
I don't think so.
What?
I don't think he can. First off, I don't think he can outbox Jack Catterall. And I'm being honest. Jack Catterall
he has a 1-2. That's it.
Okay, and Devin has problems getting through that 1-2. Jack Catterall has a sharper jab than Devin. And Jack Catterall can actually box and he can actually move. And now you've got Jack Catterall with Bozy in and stepping on shit. That'd be a good fight. What about Devin versus Karen Kukadajian, Key?
That's a dangerous fight. That's a 50-50 fight. That's a
Martin fight that he ducked, right?
Yeah, because Karen is I told y'all Karen is my Trojan horse at 147.
I said, but everybody told me I was stupid when I said Karen Kukadajian is the best fighter at 147. That man got in the ring with Boots twice and did not go to sleep. And if you go look at his other fights, he's stopping shit. He just couldn't stop Jerron Ennis. I don't got nobody at 147 beating Karen Kukadajian.
Well, let's see first. Let's see, because they're gonna match him up good.
No, they're not. Devin gonna pull a Sandor Martin on that shit. And Desmond, if Devin gets in that ring with Rolly, Devin is going to sleep. Rolly has gotten better each fight. And Rolly got I'm glad, man. This is for my fellow boxing trainer right here. You see what she just said?
He can't be. Come on, 2 cents. Jack Catterall.
Key, have you not seen Jack Catterall?
We just watched him. He just fought.
What did he do?
Come on, y'all. Really, this what we doing?
Key, I don't know why you think Jack Catterall can't fight.
Oh, come on, he beat Ikal Usman. That's not even.
Okay, he also was the first person to beat Josh Taylor for undisputed and got robbed. Do you remember how he punished Josh Taylor? He was beating the hell with the 1-2.
I know, but he just lost to Arnold Barboza. Like, come on, y'all.
I didn't think he lost that fight. Go back and watch that fight and think that Arnold Barboza won. They was doing that because they was trying to set up the Arnold Barboza and Tio fight. That's why they was not trying to let, and plus it was a damn motherfucking top ranked card. Jack Catterall, no.
I gotta see it. Oh, whatever, all things. I'm about to go back and watch Jack Catterall. Out of all the people, I'm saying that Devin can stop Jack.
Exactly. He served up Josh Taylor twice.
He don't even have the same reach as that Devin. He gonna be right there.
Catterall is faster. Actually, he got a fast 1-2 key. And see one thing about Jack Catterall that you don't realize, Key, all those wins Jack Catterall got was just off the 1-2. He was good enough to beat niggas with just a 1-2 key. He didn't have to go in his bag of tricks. His last fight, you just seen him go in his bag of tricks. And you know what they say, silly rabbit, tricks are for kids.
Do you know how boxing would be upside down if Jack Catterall was to beat Devin Haney? I don't think we would. I don't think we see that.
It would have been the same thing if he would have gotten in the ring with Sandor Martin. Why you think he didn't get in the ring with Sandor Martin?
But Sandor rehydrates just as much as Devin. Sandor ain't no walk in the park. That's a pure boxer right there. So he would have
What do
gave
you think
Devin the
that all is, Key?
first of all, he's short. He's only 5'7". Okay, he
Devin's
doesn't have the
5'8".
reach. Devin is at least like 5'9", bro. Like he looked tall.
Earl Spence is 5'9". Devin's not taller than Earl.
I'm sorry, y'all. He don't even got Jack Catterall. Come on, y'all.
That's what I said.
Come on, y'all.
All right, that's what Josh Taylor said twice. But I'll tell you one thing: Devin ain't got power like Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor couldn't stop him.
I think he
So
got power to Josh Taylor now. Come on, best friend.
did you not see Regis Prograde face after he fought Josh Taylor?
But Brian Norman's face was messed up too, though, because he didn't move his head off the line. But his face was
No,
messed up too,
Brian
though.
Norman's face was messed up because Devin headbutted him. Let's not act like he didn't get headbutted above his eye. That was a headbutt. I like how key part of the Hanos clan. I like how
Wait a
she tried
minute.
to. I
Whoa,
like
whoa,
the
whoa,
way
whoa, whoa, whoa,
I
whoa.
like the way
Devin
he
head.
tried.
Who got headbutted? What I miss? I missed that. Who got headbutted?
Devin headbutted Brian Norman. You don't remember the headbutt?
I remember the rabbit punches in the back of the head, but I don't remember the headbutt. I got to go back and look at
That's how he
that.
got the cut over his eye, Key. Over his right eye. Wow, how the hell? How the hell? Exactly, Dodger. Yep. I see it now, Dodger.
I didn't see that. Why didn't I see that? Now I saw him punch Brian 2 times in the back of the head.
The
And I'm like, yo,
headbutt
why they
first.
not calling him? I'm like, why they not calling those shots?
Exactly paid him for. That's why he had that big ass titty on his eye. Keep that shit
I gotta
say.
go back and look at that.
Keep that shit say. Boom. That shit sounded like a baseball getting hit by a metal bat key when they hit, but it's like, boom. I said, ooh. I said, maybe that's how Devin gonna knock him out. He gonna headbutt him in the hook. Even at that point, I was like, man, go ahead and headbutt the hook him then. Shit. I was just trying to see Norman go to sleep. I had talked all that shit to my brother. I'm like, go ahead, finish the show.
Oh man. Oh, and I forgot to tell y'all, what's his name? Matias, Superdome Matias is denying all claims of PED usage. So this is gonna be one of them ones. I still think he's gonna get stripped, but he is denying it though, y'all. I gotta put it out there.
Exactly. Osterin doesn't do shit. It's funny how everybody keep popping dirty for Osterin. Everybody keeps popping for Osterin. The one shit that doesn't even do shit to help you. Like, that'd be dumb as hell. But like I said, they trying to take Matias' belt from him.
No, 2 Cents said Norman jumped right into Devin. I mean, right into it. Nah, Rick.
Jumping to the shot ski. The motherfucker was scared to pull the damn trigger.
He messed hella up. The uppercut was there for him.
That uppercut
The
was all
over
good.
right, the overhand left was there for him. Like, yo, what was he doing?
Man, that uppercut was all fucking day.
That was money. Money, 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 money. I wonder if Jack and Karen will fight for the mandatory spot for Dev. Who y'all got winning that? That's a good fight. That's a really good fight.
I got Karen Kukadajian beating him. So Jack up at welterweight now.
Yeah, Jack and Karen is 2-3 for the WBO Devon's belt. Very good. It's a very good lineup. I don't even get it. But if they didn't see it, Jupe, if we saw it, guess what? Somebody else saw it too. If they don't see it, then somebody else see it. Somebody, one of these fighters is gonna capitalize. But shout out to Zab. Shout out to Bay. Shout out to who else upper was in his corner training him. what's my boy name? Andre Ward, um, Bill Haney, and there's somebody else he had in his camp, I heard. Shout out to them. They put together a heck of a game plan for Devin. Upper,
And,
do you
and he had Brian Norman scoring part.
Upper, did you know that? Oh, and the ring was 18 by 18. Remember I said I heard that the ring was going to be
I
small?
told you it was a small ring.
Yep, the ring was 18 by 18. Oh, and dang, I forgot I was going to say Devin is usually open for an uppercut or a cross, and no one ever throws it. Brian did. Paid for- all things said, don't forget to shout out Snack. Shout outs.
He damn sure did, didn't he, Key?
Yes. But do you think it's interesting that he only landed 70 fight punches in this fight, and the last fight with Ramirez is the same thing? So I wonder if he's working on limiting his output. Upper.
It wasn't that. It was the fact
You
that
went out.
they was hugging. It's
Oh
hard to
yeah.
get the fights off. It's hard to get the punches off when you sit there. They they was hugging the whole time, of course.
Okay. Alrighty. In 2 cent chat. You was paid. Me, Jupe, and 2 cents told y'all on Friday. We was making fun of that man feet in his stance. I said, Devin, y'all might be surprised how easy Devin make this look. Um, just go rematch it. Norman usually eats shots. He got popped once and looked like a deer in the headlights. Yes, he did. That snack got a punch count. Thank you, Don Drake. Well, that's all I got for y'all today. Upper, you got anything else?
Now I'm done, best friend. I appreciate y'all. Salute to everybody that supported the grind. You can still support the Cash App if you want to, but salute to everybody. I appreciate y'all. This was a nice fight this weekend. Shout out to David B. Javi.
I want to say thank you guys for coming with us on Monday. Tomorrow we're gonna be here, and I gotta talk about it. Is Africa ducking Gary Antoine Russell? That's gonna be one of our talks. They had a back and forth. We didn't get to it today, but I did not like what Africa said to Gary Antoine Russell. And it appears that we might not even get that fight now. And that Africa might be moving up to 147. So I'm not happy about that. Before you got to get I am not Rick Sims. I'm not a part of them. Thank you. I'm not. I just know how to be objective, y'all. But that's one thing that we're going to talk about. Also, I forgot to talk about the drug smuggling boxers in New York. They got popped for, I think it was like 80, I think it was like 20 kilos or something like that. We got to talk about that tomorrow. And a couple other things
Damn,
that we
20
did not
keys
get
of
to.
what?
Cocaine. They got caught with some cocaine and
Coca boy.
cocaine. And so it was
Okay,
three.
I about to say if it was some heroin, their families would be dead. I about to say if it was heroin, their families would be dead.
Thank you. So I'm definitely going to we're gonna talk about that as well. But thank you guys so much. Shout out to the queens that was here heavy. DZ, Miss Joette, Arena, 2 Cents, Ashley's Corner, Juke. Thank you, Marshawn West, Barbara D. Thank you, Queen, so much for holding it down. Shout out.
Hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
You said it was fentanyl, Miss? It was fentanyl or was it cocaine, Miss Joette?
If they were conspiring to
That
smuggle
fentanyl get you
20
killed, boy. That's a
tons,
lot of money. Especially
20
with some
tons,
20
uh,
tons?
20 tons of cocaine to Europe from Colombia through U.S. ports using commercial cargo ships.
That's why Saudi Arabia's money is doing bad right now. They done lost 20 tons.
No, they
That's why they was trying to donate money to the US so they can open up the drug pipeline. Now it's all fucked up. All right.
We don't know. That's speculation. But what we do know is that they are in trouble, obviously. Oh, she's right. It was the street value would have been $1 billion. Damn. It was it was in Philly, It was one of the largest cocaine seizures in U.S. history. We're going to talk about that more tomorrow, but it includes Colombia, Ecuador, and Peru. And the trial that's going on for these this drug smuggling case and what has occurred. But I thank you. It's a guy. His name is. Let me see. The boxer name is Gojic. Hold on. Hold on one second. Goran Gojic of Montenegro. That's his name. He got popped in a couple years ago. Is going to trial. And so that's how much it brought in. He was trying to do $1 billion. He got popped. It was $1 billion worth of work. And so now he is being accused, his team is being accused of trying to bribe a juror for $100,000 to acquit him in the boxing drug trafficking case. So that's what he is. He ended his career. Isn't that crazy? I feel like we just talked about a boxer and their drug habit and being caught for smuggling. Who was that we just talked about? He was 21-4. He fought at he didn't really have no, he's from where the hell is that at? Huh. But he was 21-4 with 14 KOs. He was an orthodox fighter. I did not see him fight. 2 Cent, Bill is pissed that much for see. You know what? We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. Y'all wouldn't have really known him like that. Like, he didn't fight anybody. Like, like for real, he really didn't. He didn't fight nobody that we would know, that we can be like, oh, okay. He fought in the heavyweight division. Like, come on, y'all ain't know him. But he was selling that weight. I'm trying to figure out where the heck is this from? Like, the people he was beating, 3-15, 7-11, 1-8-2. We really ain't know him like that, y'all.
Montenegro is in Peru, man.
Is it Peru?
Yeah, Montenegro.
I've never heard of that city. I don't know why I've never heard of that. I've literally never heard of Montenegro. That is interesting, but he got popped.
How much do you know about Peru then, Keith?
That's none of your business, okay?
That's where you get the Peruvian fish scale.
Thank you, Upper. Thank you, Upper. But I really don't know a lot about Peru. Just, I was being funny. I really don't know a lot about there. It can't be in Peru, Upper. I don't think it's in Peru. Let me see. It looks like it's one of them. Hold on. Let me see something, because y'all got me tripping now. It's next to Serbia. It's a European country. It's next to Albania and Bosnia. That's why I never heard of it, because I have yet to visit those countries. I really want to.
Well, he was taking them that Peruvian fish scale. That's what he was taking them, the Peruvian fish scale.
But how the hell, if he's all the way up over there by Bosnia and Serbia and Kosovo, how the hell is he getting it all the way? How the hell he getting it to Colombia and them, though? That's a long way.
My family is from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and stuff gets all the way over here to America.
Upper, you going out? You said what?
Them bits that you see on them there for their good looks and to get pissed on and shitted on. They doing some smuggling.
Man, that's crazy. Paid in Full said he know how to move it. I hear enough voice. Don't tell my secrets, Paid. Columbia is the factory. Yeah, but get it all the way up over there. Like, so he got the ports involved is Colombia and Peru. And then you're involved in a
Hey, I
European
want to say one
country.
more thing that does to keep dragging this out. Hey, Paige. Hit list now.
You said what, Upper?
I say that's Dr. Key, you know.
Oh my God. He's if they have Bill as their secret connect when it comes to cocaine, he gonna get it transported. Rick. Some ain't right. And that's a European country too. I gotta do some digging. Where was Daniel Kinahan them from? Did they have ties in Kosovo? I'm gonna be quiet. Okay. Well, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. We're gonna talk about this more in depth tomorrow. Thank you to the kings that was here. Thank you to the queens. I really appreciate y'all. And as always, I'm out.
They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, you know I blow it. They call me Sunny Monster for a reason. I'm really dripping, leave a nigga bleeding. I get to squeeze and leave a nigga bleeding. Raw Molly got me all up in demon mode. Mouth moving like I done put clean in my nose. Tryna catch me a op, I can leave with some hoes. He standing straight up, watch I make him lean with this pole. Would've thought he was closed, how that heat made him fold. Thought it was a game, he won't think no more. His brain's gone, nigga. It be exciting when I get to striking. Guns sound like thunder, hit you like lightning. Fight for your life, we don't do no fighting. We really hit it, nigga. We worse than savage, they calling us Vikings. Police be riding, we still be sliding. Told you we hit us, remember the time. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em. They want that smoke, bitch, I got it for 'em.